Hey guys, it's your boy. You are watching Lognrock, a Twitch channel, and I'm Logan. I will be the MC tonight. You are watching Birth of the Red Dragon, episode number 7, a homebrewed D&D adventure, written, directed by yours truly. And this has been a pretty good show. We've had a lot of time leveling up our characters, getting to know all their skills, getting to know them. Had some really great interactions last episode with the NPCs. I was, as a DM, I was really proud of the player characters for just how well they interacted with the NPCs, using roleplay, being courteous people, stewards, and that's just because I like to play a lawful good campaign. I don't mind a chaotic good campaign or any neutral kind of campaign. It's when it gets real chaotic and evil where things get kind of dicey and difficult to DM. But just when Eliard had given the blacksmith the change, and same thing with Nerva. And just overall it was good, but things are picking up, and honestly I'm worried. I don't ever want to have a player character die, personally, and also for other people, so it makes it hard to DM when you kind of holster that a little bit. But this is a big one. This city village of Penguin has had evil bumping in the night for quite some time that's been unattended to. So it's pretty nasty. And we'll just head over to the adventuring lobby now and see what everybody's up to. I hope I'm not surprised by anything when I join in. Awesome. Hey guys, look at that. Didn't walk in on anything unsightly this time.
Quit talking about him.
I actually don't remember what it was last time I walked in. I think it was just a movie. It was just like spoilers of some kind. Okay, cool. So while I'm just opening up my last little sheet of prep here, why don't we go around the Discord and say just our character name and something about what we're, something just real quick quip about the character. Brian, you can go first.
Yeah, so my name is Brian, and I am playing a human artificer that still has some mystery. Kind of came up with the group in the midst of them finishing up some kind of just, yeah, they found me in a mysterious way. Let's just put it that way.
Dark shit.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we'll just go to the wizard of the group next.
Hello, my name is Josephine. I play Nerva, Drow Abjuration Wizard, student of archaeology and abjuration magic, with a knack for maps and dungeon navigation.
And very, very, low key, loves to choke people out with magic hands. But that's low key though. It's just like it's not like the daily.
I don't like to lead with that part, but it's definitely like core concept.
Nerva doesn't want to choke out people, but would not hesitate with the time.
Absolutely.
Cool. Kevin will save you for the last. So let's go over to Tamir. Tamstantinopel. Paging Dr. Tamaroon. You might be muted, maybe? That's okay. Just troubleshoot it. We'll go to Erizo. We'll go to Jose.
Alright. My name's Jose, playing Erizo, who's a ranger with a sharp eye for hunting, and better watch out. He's coming at you with some flashy moves pretty soon.
Yeah, that Zephyr Strike last game was the coolest. Okay. Welcome back, Tamir. You want to tell us about your character? All right, we'll go to Getafix.
I'm Trent. I play Getafix. I'm a Furbolg Druid, and if you got a boo-boo, I'll kiss it.
That's a really pleasant. It's a very pleasant way to do it. Only if it's Getafix. If anybody else in the party was like, if you got a boo-boo, I'll kiss it, I'll be like, get away from me, freak. But Getafix is like, oh, thanks, man. That's real fucking polite of you. It looks like Tamir is still troubleshooting some things.
I feel like a smooch from Getafix would like feel really pleasant. It would feel like a horse or like a donkey at face, right?
Yeah, you
Would
just
be
have to
like-
be careful because you have to feed a donkey with your hand open, you know? Like
Yeah,
wide
those
open.
teeth are no good.
I guess I'll just
Not
Tamir.
that I'm like, thinking
Yeah.
about it or anything.
Oh, of course. Eliard is one of the fighters in our group. Eliard is a fire ganassi, half fire genie, half human. Old, kind of retired veteran soldier. Did some work in the Empire for Helmshold, and it was one of those things where at a very young age being adopted by a high level wizard in a mage's guild and then being manipulated for his strength, and he had a really tough life, kind of one of those like stormtrooper stories, one of those arcs where you realize that you're just a stormtrooper and you shake yourself out of it and cut your own path. Very beautiful. Man, and now too in his later years just really coming back into touch now that Aurum, the Land of Aurum, is getting pretty dicey, attuning himself back to his steel, his cold hard steel. And Kevin, who plays Peo, Kevin, you can say hi if you want to talk about Peo.
Hi. My character is Peo. He is a interdimensional fighter. He's had quite a story arc too. But right now he kind of want to get into this.
Yeah, he's left. He left the party at Oxton and disappeared into the woods for a little bit. There's no telling when, why, or how he'll come back. Kevin, we'll get into what happens with that later. So I'm going to take us into the new episode, into episode number 7. Dawn shines light on a nightmare. On the long road from Oxton to Penguin, the adventuring party stopped at a folk inn known as the Rested Wagon, and without remembering from the episode before that the High Sorcerer warned them to avoid said tavern, as it was known for its like bad business and shady townsfolk and a lot of the Obsidian cult kind of operating in there, which because of your guys' kind actions and mostly hero-like roleplay, you were able to escape horse bandits, a brawl with the Obsidian court, who knows what else, any other unlikely assassination attempts. And you guys stopped at a pit stop that I'd warned you not to, but ended up gaming it pretty well, which was really cool to see. Honestly, yeah, good business. And warm scone can go a long way for avoiding conflict. So just a little backstory about the inn owner, the lady that you met, Nerva. Just like very happy that you made a good interaction with her, because that could have changed the tides. That was warm scones go a long way. And moving on down the road, you guys at the fork, right before you had turned to go down the long road to Penguin, you had met a trade caravan led by a beautiful woman named Mia, and Garett tried selling candles imbued with Artificer magic back to the merchant, exclaiming that he would give her the recipe. Turns out she's fairly sensitive to magic and very untrustworthy of tinkering, which revealing herself to Garett as a green hag. She laughed kind of at the party, only Garett recognizing with a high intelligence check what she was as she turned invisible and faded into the night on her little wagon. And that wasn't the spookiest thing either. So after taking the fork down the road, about 24 miles to the stop where we are now, so Just 6 miles from Penguin, the party stopped to rest their horses, as the horses have reached their 8-hour limit. Doesn't mean they're done. Doesn't mean they won't. They're just going to have to take some G-upping if they want to go further. But the party decided to pull over, rest them up. And after about 2 hours of charging the horses' batteries, feeding them, taking watch over the night, ingesting their rations for the day, a pack of undead, well-uniformed, heavily armored soldiers flanking with a group of zombies in what looked like an L-shaped ambush, very well-organized attack, ambushed the adventuring wagon on the side of the road. After clashing with the undead and learning more about their learning more about their fighting style, the fighting party, more about the fighting style, the party started looking towards the dark horizon. And they are currently aware of the challenge that lies ahead as a glowing fire lights up the sky 6 miles away. It is 4 a.m. You have 2 hours of walk or ride to get to Penguin. And you can see the glowing fires lighting up the horizon over the small village city. The undead fart party. I'm changing the name of this episode to the undead fart party.
Nice.
So yeah, it's on you guys. You guys remember the scene? It's side of the road. There's some dead zombie corpses, some dead necromongers.
Set up camp.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any hope in actually resting, but the horses need it. But also, what the fuck is going on in Penguin? Is there just like zombies everywhere?
I don't know if there's just zombies, maybe a couple more necromongers, and who knows what else there may be on top of that. All I know is I'm really wanting to find whoever is leading everything.
Can I make some kind of like investigation check or something to like look at those necromonger guys and see like if I know like what their armor is or something like that?
Well, I mean, even as a wizard, you would be able to know that the armor is splint mail. Upon looking at very heavy armored metal splint mail. But if you wanted to, I think that you making a Arcana check would be a good idea. If you want to actually like look at these necromongers and determine more about them, said nasty beasts. Those nasty beasties.
I will give it a try.
Okay. These bad boys.
Ooh, that's a 10.
Okay. I mean, you can definitely tell that they were once human, or whichever, race, species, that were, they had gone through some kind of ritual, some kind of magic that brought them back undead, but stronger. And if you guys remember as well, from the fight scene that just happened, right? So like, even though it was last week for us, this just happened for you guys. They didn't show any signs of being in pain. Like as you guys were fighting them, like there was like fire being torched onto one and everything. The radiant damage that came down and dealt a gratuitous amount. It still didn't change the look on their faces, even though they're wearing masks, right? But they didn't flinch. They didn't stop moving, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, man.
Like, can I tell if these guys were like foreigners or like from Penguin or like from Oxton?
Yeah, that'd be a little bit harder to tell. I'll say the two you're looking at just look like strong-jawed men, human race.
Can I inspect one of them and see are there helmets on? Because they have
I mean,
those helmets on,
you
right?
can take it off, and I can say, you know, it wouldn't be unlikely to think that one of the helmets was decapitated by Eliard, or whoever made the final blow on that second one.
All right.
They knocked the helmet off.
I want to take a look at their teeth and see if I can remove any of them.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Medicine.
You're nasty.
It's for science, Nerva.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. An 8.
So, do you want to just look at their teeth, or did you actually want to try and take some out?
I want to try to take a couple.
Okay, as you start pulling some teeth, they just powder as soon as you're pulling them out of the I don't know what you'd call that, the gums.
I hate it.
The mouth. As you're pulling teeth out of it, the teeth just like crack and crumble as you're trying to pull them out.
I just grumble and stand up and walk away.
Okay. You don't want to do a line of dusted zombie teeth?
I think I'll pass on that.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna walk over to the zombies and take out my water skin, dump it out, and take out my little short sword and give a long slice down one of the arms of the zombies, trying to extract any blood.
Yeah, and as you cut it open, it does definitely give you a good ooze.
And I'm just gonna hold my water skin up to it.
You can
not saying a word to anyone.
Yeah, you're just quietly doing. While they're looking at the necromongers, you're going over to the zombies.
Almost as if I don't care that anyone's watching me. I'm just gonna walk over and do it.
Just quietly, yeah, and then you can take a decent amount of this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna fill up about halfway, cork it, and just kind of.
And that's totally your character, because you've been just collecting random shit this whole adventure. Like
for maybe a reason, maybe not. Who knows?
Bought 10 candles off Mia. Who knows? Cool. Do you guys what's your game plan?
Well, if Eliard may interject.
Hey, welcome to me.
Eliard looks at what the party's doing. He's just like, well, it seems like the party is awfully interested in the dead. Might you want to help out an old wounded soldier?
Yeah, as you're sticking your thumb in like a bleeding wound to keep it from like bleeding out.
Yeah. Elborg, witch. Just kind of look at either, Getafix or Nerva. It's like, hey, you want to help?
That's so funny that because that's totally Eliard's character too. It's like, can't help the dead, but
why you should have said something sooner. I'll walk over.
I do. That's great. Yeah, keep going.
Okay, I'll walk over and do can I? Would it give me any advantage to look over his wounds, or I'm just gonna cast Cure Wounds?
You can make another medicine check. That's a good question. Right. I'll let you give a medicine check to determine whether or not what you want to do is gonna be a thing. Oh, 24. Yeah, that's a much, pulling teeth from the undead, not that good. Well, maybe new.
I mean, I have a +6, so an 8 was pretty weak. So.
Yeah, exactly. You rolled a 2 that time. But, this is good. 24, you look over Eliard. He's definitely hurt, so applying healing spells will get him right there where he needs to be. But if you want to metagame a little bit, since you did roll over a 20 medicine, a short rest will let him use his hit dice. So if you're 2 hours away from Penguin at 4 a.m, the horses still need 6 hours before they're fully back to mobile without any penalty on their end. And I mean, they might pass their constitution checks too, but you don't know that. But with a good medicine check, you can tell with a short rest, he might be able to get his own health up. And 24, I'll say that you can definitely start bandaging him, right? Like thematically, you can start helping, pull his fingers out and you pack in like a poultice of some kind.
Stop the bleeding.
But you can recommend to him that you can certainly know that recommending a short rest might be a good idea for him.
So I feel like if Penguin is fucked up and like on fire or filled with zombies or something, that our horses probably won't react well to that. Like maybe we could park them or something, like away from the main road and like.
We also got to think of whatever came after us may go after them if they're left alone or chained up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're gonna need their
we
strength.
might have to like abandon the cart or something. I don't know. I just feel like the horses are gonna like freak out. I don't blame them.
Yeah. I mean, what is our plan for the horses? Anyway, like we never got instructions for once we got to Penguin, did we?
So Juan Jane let you guys borrow his car, his wagon, and his 2 horses, and right. I think I kind of made it a point that the castle keep of Oxton is going to be in political and who knows, maybe bloodshed, where it's like not that safe. So maybe Juan Jane was even just like saying like, you know, kind of like when the old war hero, the old men in the war, they're like, no, you go ahead, I'll be right behind you. When he's like, go ahead, you can borrow my horses. And he's like, look after Chip, he's my favorite horse. That he could have, like, that could have been a foreshadow as to saying like
Juan Jane smoked his last cigarette.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, you guys remember on Discord when I said that I was writing the story and I thought of like a really twisted or like a twist in the narrative, and I rolled the dice to do odds or even to see if it was good or bad. Mm-hmm. It was when you guys left Oxton and Juan Jane pulls the canvas over you guys since he smuggled you out, that he pulled you guys into a trap and led you right to like Sephiron's like guards. And that he his family was threatened, you know, or something like that. And I rolled and I got even, which meant good. So he ended up successfully smuggling you guys out and being on your team. So like Juan Jane there's a side reel where Juan Jane was like threatened by like threatened his family, threatened whatever. Like, if you don't bring us these heroes. And then instead he rushed you guys out of the city and he's gone back. So there's a whole deep thing going on, and you should definitely want to take care of his horses as best as you can because wagons and horses aren't cheap. But I don't want you guys to get too caught up on it. He basically let you guys borrow his Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I was they only has 2 horsepower.
That, like, if we roll up, you know, to like a flaming city, that they might just like run away or get killed or something.
Well, Eliard,
I don't really.
Eliard, Erizo, why don't Eliard and Erizo, who are both land vehicle proficient, make animal handling checks? As they are both proficient with land vehicles, they might ascertain what's going on or have a better idea.
Animal handling, I can't read which it's just a couple of dots.
Oof, your animal handling is -1.
Yeah, but what am I rolling for?
Oh, it's a D20. Yeah, every single skill, every skill checks, everything in this game is a D20. Unless it's like damage that you're dealing. For the most part.
Okay.
That's not like cap, but it's like pretty much legit.
So take whatever I get -1?
Yeah, roll a D20 -1.
Okay, so
you have
15.
a -1 in animal handling?
Yeah, he's a soldier.
Yeah,
he just whips horses. He was taught how to whip horses, not understand them.
Sorry, I totally remembered that wrong. Never
mind. I'm good at it, but I also suck at it.
Why do you think the dog sleds were in disarray? Okay, Getafix. Looks like you wanted to roll an animal handling too.
Well,
rolled a 5. So you rolled another 2.
So did you catch what I rolled?
It didn't come through.
I'm just rolling it on my own.
Oh, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 16 -1, so 15.
15? Okay.
I got 14.
14 and 15. Cool. Those are pretty good. You guys, like, you guys know that you can tie these horses up. Because if you remember yesterday, the road to Penguin, since the Empire has not been there and the Empire is the one who takes care of the roads and the infrastructure, and it's been weeks since they've had presence in Penguin, there's a lot of tall vegetation, a lot of tall grass. In fact, you guys right now are just surrounded. Remember the necromonger last week, when he was knocked down, actually just crawled through the tall grass to kind of gain some kind of like tactical advantage. So the horses, with your animal handling, they can be lashed anywhere, even just like kept on the wagon, and they'll be fine. I mean, you wouldn't want them. I don't know horses personally, so like if there's any like equestrian people watching this.
How many hands are they?
Yeah, 12. Easy. Yeah. Easy clap. Hands good. But they'd be fine if you guys wanted to like keep them somewhere. They're very well trained. They definitely want to rest as well. They definitely want to take a little bit of a rest. So you can leave them somewhere, and they'll have enough to graze on and keep them entertained for a while. But I can't speak for the presence of, zombies.
Zombie horses.
That'd be a whole different thing.
I mean, we could risk it and just take a chance to go quicker to where we need to go.
Yeah.
So it's depending. It's just a question of go now or do we wait?
I'll say we leave this up to a vote.
Nice. Democratic. I like it.
All in favor of resting?
Yeah.
Say aye.
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 Rest.
Well,
Okay.
I think it's settled then.
How long are you guys gonna rest?
So the horses need 6 hours
Yeah.
to be fully rested, and what's a short rest for? What's considered a short rest for us?
Yeah,
Okay.
so short rest is like 4 hours, but it can sometimes be quicker than that depending on things.
All right.
Like sometimes you can play it as like each hour is 1 hit dice.
Okay. Well, let's say.
Uh-oh.
You cut out, Tammy.
Well, it's best
So-
if we take it on in daylight, so let's at least cook
3
a little
hours.
breakfast.
3 hours sounds good to me.
Then we got spell slots back.
No, unless you're a wizard. Wizard's getting back in 4 hours.
Oh, well, maybe we should do 4 hours then.
So Nerva could be good to go.
I mean, the horses need 6, but yeah, if you guys want to.
We can do 4 hours.
And you had
That's a little
already made, Erizo, a check to set up the camp that you guys are at, so you don't have to do that again.
What?
It would just be
What
any
time is it?
additional thing. 4 in the morning. In a kind of like November 1st or 2nd equivalent, but it's technically considered the second day of the dead
Alright.
season.
Well, the horses need 6 hours. Does anyone want to take a full rest and head to Penguin Madness? Barring
I would be
we
down
don't
for
get.
that if we maybe travel off the road a little bit, and then we can full rest and keep the horses off the road, and then just like go in fully prepared.
Here's the thing,
Okay.
is that we were trying to full rest, and these things attacked us. So I vote we don't, and give the horses are gonna rest a little bit while we go into Penguin. And I'm just gonna call it Penguin on purpose.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Like that's what Garett's gonna start.
That's
calling it.
okay. I called Longer Knot like Line and Kugel all the time in your one shot. It's fair.
Oh yeah. Well, I won't. Anyways, when we're resting, it's fine. The horses will get their own rest. I say we go into daylight and take them by surprise.
Right.
So I'm gonna need a decision. How long are you guys gonna rest? I'm gonna say about an hour has gone by now, after investigating the dead, Getafix thematically, patching up Eliard.
Full rest.
Full rest. Good.
We're going to full rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna need to know who's sleeping right now. Like who is. So like to start your rest, you need to like throw your bedroll out, which some of your bedrolls are probably already out because you guys already made camp against the wagon.
Stay up the whole time. I can use Arcane Recovery to just get back the 2 spell slots that I'm missing.
And that's for 2 hours.
And then I don't need like a long rest. I can stay up the whole time.
Okay.
Eliard definitely needs his sleep, so
Yeah,
he's gonna
sleepy boy.
he's gonna be the first one to sleep.
Yeah, I'll sleep too.
Did not mean to do that.
Oh, hey, Garett.
I'm gonna just take a short rest about halfway through. I'm gonna kind of keep my wits about me and just kind of stew because no one wanted to go in with me.
Yeah, so right now you're just kind of like blood pressure's kind of high. You're like, I do not want to be here right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So with you and Nerva kind of like up and Garett, you being on edge, why don't you both make perception checks?
8 plus 1. Here we go.
18.
Nice. Garett rolled an 18.
Perception. Here we go. Hey, 14. Not too
nice. So that's very good. You guys can hear, because you're not too far off the road where you're like, detached from it, but Garett, you being very like highly perceptive, you actually smell something before you hear it or see it, and it catches you off guard, even though you were on guard for like zombies and like other like roaming things. This definitely catches you off guard because what you're smelling is sweet. It smells like grape spirits, like a fermented grape, like a brandy. And it also smells like some kind of rich oak cavendish, that's getting this like smell of like pipe tobacco, and rich brandy. And then you start to notice a silhouette off in the distance as the rising sun, we'll say another hour has gone by. I'll say another 2 hours has gone by. So 3 hours in. The horses are now at 5 out of 8 hours recharged. And you guys have been successfully resting for, we'll just say 3 hours now. And you see this silhouette walking on the road as the sun's coming up behind it, muting the fire that's glowing over the city of Penguin that's slowly started to die down, but not out. And the sun is kind of extinguishing the rest. But this figure is walking, not that on the guard, not on the pep. And they start getting a little bit closer. You can like interrupt anytime you want because they're just walking right toward you now. Slowly.
We're still on the road, and this person is coming up to us.
Yeah, they're coming from Penguin. So they're coming from the direction of Penguin. They are within Like if you yelled really loud, like, "Hey, you there!" they'd be able to communicate with you. They look really short. If Garett tells you that. And they got closer, you know, if he notifies you, you'd see it. He's locked out. He smells it, and that's what draws his eyes over in that direction, is he smells this, like, pipe tobacco, and he looks over in that direction. And it's this, like, very short silhouette walking toward, like, on the road.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull my little stony man out of my pocket and just whisper to him a little thing, like, hey, go check that out. Put him on the ground, and he's just gonna walk through the tall grass really stealthily.
Yeah. So that's 120 range on that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So as your homunculus is moving through the grass, your little artificer buddy, your Groot, it is moving around in the grass. And can you talk to it, or do you see through its eyes? Like, what is the...
We communicate back and forth telepathically.
Okay. So does it engage in conversation with you first? Like, can it... Like, it talks?
It's gonna relay what it sees.
Okay. And it gets... as the walking silhouette's getting closer, it says, "I'm Groot." In your brain. No, I'm just kidding. It says, it whispers back into your brain, and it says, "Well, it looks like a halfling."
Hey, what else can you tell me?
It's just a little halfling smoking a pipe. And it's just keeps walking towards you guys. It's like getting closer now, and
I'm just gonna kind of look over at Nerva and go, hey. Just kind of like nudge my head in the direction of the halfling and just kind of slowly, act like I'm getting on the ready. Hand on my short sword.
I would like to send a message to this figure and just say, "Stop right there."
Okay, and Kevin, how do you respond? Paging Dr. Kevin.
I don't mean you no harm. Who's over there?
Yeah.
I'll say, "Where are you coming from?"
Penguin.
I'll say, sorry, I can't hear.
What can't you hear?
With all the dog talking in the background.
Oh, I muted it. I muted that for a minute.
Oh, right. Okay. What? I don't know what.
Can I come closer?
Just saying, yeah. Just like stop right there. And okay, so I'll tell Garett. He says he's coming from Penguin, and he says he means no harm.
It's a female voice that you hear.
Okay.
Kevin, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I applaud you.
All right. So I'm just gonna stand and kind of, beckon Nerva to come with me, and we're just gonna kind of get within, 30 feet of each other.
Okay.
And
I would like to approach the figure rather than the figure approaching us.
Correct. And I'm going to investigate this figure more than what my homunculus has told me.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
As he's doing that, I pull out the lute and I just start singing a song.
You start doing like a nice little, what kind of song? Chill song? Morning song?
A very chill song.
Yeah.
Man, even with a +5, I rolled an 11.
Nice. That's terrible. It looks like. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Looking straight out ahead of you, it looks like there is a halfling musician walking toward you guys, and they look scared.
Okay.
Like, what's your business?
You have no fucking clue what's going on back there.
Well, give us a clue. Can you tell us what's going on?
Need some fucking help. Like, this place is crazy. Everything is dead, but it's alive.
How did you make it out?
No, the town is dying. That's where I'm from. You gotta help.
Fuck. Is there any kind of like, if who's in charge? Are they alive?
No one's alive. Come help.
Yeah, Charmaine, you know that absolutely everybody's dead. So there is no. City Hall might have somebody in it still, since City Hall it has been barricaded for a while. Sorry, I gotta find my phone. It's going off.
Read its mind.
1 second.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I was asking my brother about like what kind of voice should I do, and he's like, do like a cross between Marge and Janis Joplin, and that's what came up.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I'm trying really hard to not make a Rick voice.
Is that from Rick? Is that Pickle Rick? I still have to dive deep into Rick and Morty.
Oh, dude, you're missing out.
Yep, I'm just waiting. Who knows? Might have some downtime coming up. Binge watch television. So yeah, what's going on? Have you guys made any progress with this person?
I ask her how she survived if everyone else is dead.
Exactly.
I'm so sneaky.
And with a 11, a 1e1 investigation, you can recognize looking at them that they are a sneaky person. Like, they definitely have the build of a rogue. But even so, like, they're a halfling, so like they're small. They have the feature called halfling nimbleness. You can tell by looking at her, she's very dexterous, she's very quick, and that dodging things might be easy for her.
Okay. Well, how can you help us? Are you just going to flee, or do you have any insight as to how we can help?
Look, all I know is that everything back there is gonna spread. We need to stop this now.
Should we put a mask over our face or something?
We need to kill them before they kill us. I think we should just go run in there and just kill them. And I will sing your.
Can you give us like a few hours and then we'll help you?
Real quick, Kevin, do you remember in 2020 when we were running the campaign Lognarok Arena, and there was actually an episode where the adventurers had to wear masks because of a virus reason, and we rolled to see how cool our masks look. Like, remember the turn of the pandemic where it was like we were all wearing masks and like people were like doing a lot of like homemade masks and stuff like that and all the cool things. And so I think
my character came in after that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just remember we all rolled to see like how cool our masks, like how like high grade our masks were. Anyways, as you guys are talking, I need to quickly set up a battle map, and I need to just take like 5 minutes to do that. It's 8 o'clock right now. I know we're not ready for a break, But did you guys want to take just a quick 5-minute break? I'm just going to play a song for 5 minutes here while I set up the map. So you guys can have 5 minutes to just go ahead and do your thing.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to step away for 5 minutes.
Yeah, feel free to. That's why I wanted to say that. It's going to take me about 5 minutes to set this up properly. Perfect. So just take 5 minutes, and I'll see you guys back here. We'll just say at 8:05. And for the rest of you in Radio Land who are watching this on Twitch channel Lognarok, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being a pal. You guys are great. Shout out to Lulzor. Happy birthday. I think that Kevin's doing such a great job playing this halfling bard female. Kevin's character is originally a human fighter male that is like very strong and like very dominant, and is now playing a, kind of like an opposite thing. And I wanted to challenge Kevin with this. And he didn't know when he came into this session tonight what type of character he'd be playing until today. So I really want to tip my hat to him. We're going to play a song from Kulla, our Lognarok channel favored bard. This is our bard favorite here. And I'm going to play a song from Pack of Clones. I've listened to that one a lot. It's from the 2012 album. And I am going to grab a handful of songs. Robot, Frolicking in a Meadow. So this is actually kind of funny because Garett, our Artificer, has a homunculus servant, which is like a little tiny gearbox. It could look like a bird, it can look like a little dude with legs and arms, but it's like rocks and wires and gears, like all magically and intellectually put together. So I think it's pretty funny. Robot frolicking in a meadow, as this robot was just frolicking in a meadow at 7 a.m. So this is from Kulla's 2012 album Pack of Clones, and this is track number 20. You can find all these songs on Spotify. Otherwise, like, look Kulla up on YouTube, Cullah. I'll actually just move this over here so you guys can take a gander. This is Kulla. This is how you spell it right up there. And this is the song Robot Frolic. Alright, I'm gonna head over to the adventuring lobby. Hey, what's up, guys? Is anybody back yet?
Yep.
Hey, Garrett, are you on the Twitch stream right now?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna send you a URL. Shit.
I just don't have it active, that's all.
No, that's okay. So I played a song for the break we just took. And I took a song from one of my favorite albums from my friend Cullah, from the musician Cullah here. Their 2012 album Pack of Clones, and track 20 is called Robot Frolicking in a Meadow. So I played that because it was appropriate because of your homunculus servant that was just like
nice
frolicking through the tall grass to go check it out, and it was just like a really funny. It's a very peaceful song, very like lovely song, but
sure.
It's all instrumental, right? And the whole time I was just picturing your homunculus. Did you ever watch, this might be a deep cut, did you ever watch, it had Tim Allen, and it was making fun of Star Trek?
Yeah.
What was it called?
Fuck. God, it's killing me.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest, yeah. It was Galaxy, and it's got Al Rickman.
Alan Rickman and Sigourney Weaver.
Do you remember when all the stones put themselves together and they make this giant, like, stone monster?
Yeah.
That's what I picture as your homunculus servant, but tiny.
Yeah. He's a little
like
tiny guy with like.
I picture this like little 6-inch like rock guy.
Not even 6 inches.
Really? Yeah, I picture this tiny little rock guy with like gears. Like there's maybe like a couple gears and like a wire, like one little drive shaft that moves like the spine, and it's just like just like walking through a meadow, and it's like looks like a halfling. It's just like he's doing his best, you know. It's just like...
Yeah. So my whole kind of intention, not to give too much away, but I'll explain a little bit at least with my intention there, is that my homunculus is supposed to be more or less like my right hand man, and more or less a sneaky boy. So he's my go find me this, go find me that, go tell me this, go tell me that kind of guy.
Yeah. That's
I'm
cool.
too important and too busy for other things.
That's why I have a homunculus.
Yeah, exactly. I got a homunculus to go find me little bits of wire and scrap on the ground.
Yeah, damn straight. Cool. Is everybody back?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. I was actually here for a while.
I see a boy.
NP. Okay, well, if everybody is
I'm back.
Baklek, the composer, I'm going to flip us over to the battle map.
Oh god.
And I need to know what y'all's Eliard, Erizo, and Getafix. I need to know your passive perception, which is 10 plus your perception modifier.
15 for Erizo.
Wait, is passive?
So do Garrett and I see any like hostile creatures right this moment, or you're just like
you guys are currently in a conversation with a stranger, and this is basically just going to determine their turn order. Everybody's going to be thrown in initiative. This is just going to determine if they are properly ambushed or not.
So,
you're 9. Your passive perception is 9 because your perception is -1. So 10 plus -1 is 9.
I was gonna say it's already there. So okay.
Yeah. And Getafix is 13.
because it's like
your
my
perception
wisdom's
skill.
3.
Your wisdom's 3. Are you proficient in perception?
I mean, under the list where it says like acrobatics, animal handling, arcana. Yeah, it says perception 3.
Okay, because you're not proficient. If you were proficient, it'd be 6, and that's why Erizo's got their proficiency just like to the moon. Yeah, their proficiency's 5. Okay, cool. 1 second. Ooh, damn. Okay, so you guys don't know about this zombie. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put a ninja mask on him.
Did I get a full rest, by the way?
No. It's only been 3 hours. If you want to, you can. You can roll hit dice for a short rest if you'd like.
Okay.
You've had a short rest.
What about my spell slots?
Spell slots did not come back.
Okay, because for some reason when I checked, they were back at. I didn't like move anything, but for some reason it said I had all of them back. So I don't know why that would be.
Well, did you use any spells last episode?
I used 2, so I'm already down 2 slots.
You're down, but Eliard, did you? I thought you were just scimitariing like a madman last episode.
Okay, I mean that must have.
Did you use magic missiles?
I can't remember if I did.
There was at least one.
I thought I did use magic missiles.
I feel like we both used magic.
That's right, because you guys were all casting. Because everybody had casted some kind of rave light magic other than Erizo, which is why he pulled out the whistle.
All right. Well,
I'll
put one down.
Put the one down, and if we have to retcon it later and be like, you technically had no spell slots. Anyways, as you guys were talking and you guys were resting, 3 hours had gone by. And Erizo, Eliard, Getafix, the 3 of you here, because I rolled a stealth check for zombies, and the 2 that are north of you guys, that are northwest of y'all's, those 2 failed miserably at their stealth checks. Like one had a nat 1, one had like a 3. So the one that's down here, you don't know about that. Nobody knows about that yet. That one is, pretend it's not there. Just do your best not to metagame. And I'm going to open up the turn order. If you guys could click on your tokens, and then everybody roll for initiative.
Click on your tokens and then click that initiative button, people.
Hey guys, it's that time of the night. Click your tokens and click that initiative button.
This initiative roll is brought to you by Hot Pockets.
Which always rolls initiative. To burn the shit out of your mouth.
Every single time.
Every single time.
That's like in the middle.
The very end of the commercial. And that's because Hot Pocket burns your mouth every single time. And then the person's just like sad crying.
Huh. My initiative's not showing up in the turn order.
Did you click on your token?
Oh yeah. I even deleted him and dragged him back out and clicked again.
Oh, maybe it's because you're whisper chatting your initiative.
I have never turned it off for this, but I'll put it public and try.
You rolled
again.
11 twice.
I'll
just automatically add you. Yeah.
That's kind of sus.
My last 3 rolls were 11.
I think your roll 20 dice is loaded.
And I'll try it again. Oh, that's a 12. Look at that.
Yeah, get better.
But it still didn't add me.
Step by step, day by day. R.I.P. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So we're going to ignore Charmaine. We're going to ignore Nerva. Zombie 2. You hear moaning at you as it gets to right here. And it's going to use its dash action to come in between the 2 of you guys. And that's its turn.
It's daction?
It's dash action.
Dash.
Yep. Getafix, it's your turn.
Whoa.
Yeah, you literally just woke up and a zombie like ran through a field, like hobble ran. It's slow, but it's like and is like running at you right now. So hold on, and real quick, I just want to double check with everybody who was at the wagon resting. You guys can roll hit dice because of your short rest. So like anybody that's taken damage that wants to use a hit dice can do that. And if you need help doing that, I can help you out. Eliard,
yeah, like,
your HP is back up to 31. How many hit dice did you roll?
I rolled 1 hit dice, and that got me back there.
You were at 13 out of 32 HP. You rolled 1d10 plus 2. Your max you could have gotten was 12.
All right. Sorry. I thought I rolled the d20. That's my bad.
Oh, that's okay. Try again. Roll.
So what is it?
Roll a d10 plus your Constitution modifier, which is 2. So d10 plus 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no way, dude. You definitely something was wrong. And that's my fault because in the beginning of the episode, I said everything's a d20. Yep. That's on me. That's on me, Tammy. Don't worry about it.
Do you only get so many hit? Like what? Like
how many?
Tamir,
how many hit dice?
So you have 4 hit dice. You can roll as many as you want. It takes you.
Do I regain 1 from resting?
You do not regain any now.
Okay.
You only regain 1 per 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
So you're gonna need a vacation. If you deplete all your hit dice, remember when you guys were in Oxton and you had 2 weeks of downtime? That's typically when you recharge all your hit dice. Is when you get those really long breaks like that.
Okay.
So it looks like you rolled 1 hit dice and you got some HP back. You're no longer bloodied, so that's good.
Keep rolling.
Okay.
Jeez, I'm rolling super low.
And 1 hit dice is 1d10 plus your Constitution.
Not you. You're different.
Oh,
so it depends on your character class. And it'll say in the hit dice, like yours says D8. You see that under there? Where your hit dice is.
Exhaustion level.
Your exhaustion level is gone. Like you can take that off. That was when Brian told you how to add exhaustion level like 7 episodes ago. And I was like, don't do that because you'll forget to take it off.
Hey, is the line
Brian, you're like, shut up.
Yeah, that's fine. I took mine off.
Yeah. What's up here?
Is the line or dot under, over, like a 6 or a 9? Do you know which is which?
It's under.
Dot is the bottom.
Yeah, the dot's the bottom. So if the dot's on the bottom, it's a 6 or a 9, depending on what you rolled. Just lie to me and take the 9, bro. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it, kid.
So if I just click the hit dice thing, it'll roll 1 for me?
If you want to do it that way, absolutely.
Look at this.
So you take 4 HP, you rolled a 3, and it added your 1 Constitution modifier.
Okay.
And for anybody in Radio Land, for anybody else, anybody who's thinking about making a D&D character and they're like, Constitution, so what if my character has the ability to eat a rotten tomato? This is where a high Constitution modifier helps out a lot. Because it sets your base HP and it also helps you out with all your hit dice rolls. Because a modifier of 1 and 4 hit dice is only a +4, but a modifier of 3 and 4 hit dice is 12. Just passive, just 12 passive HP. And that's telekinesis, Kyle. Okay, have you guys all diced your hits?
Yep.
All right, so in that case, it is Getafix's turn.
So up until this point, I've been strictly a ranged type of fellow.
Yeah.
With my quarterstaff, like what would a melee attack consist of?
Yeah, great question. So if you're using your quarterstaff on your sheet, I have it automatically set to a 2-hand attack because you have 2 hands free.
Right.
You'd roll a d20, you'd add your proficiency, which is 3, and then you'd add your strength, which is 0. So you'd roll a d20 plus 3. That'd be your chance to hit. And then if you do hit, you'd roll a d8 plus another 0 because you'd add a d8 plus your strength modifier.
Got it.
Yep. You're definitely not the most dexterous, and you're not negatively strong, but you're also just not strong. Even though you're big and built, you're also like very old and all that stuff.
A little frail.
Getafix could technically be like 2,000 years old. As a furbog druid. Oh wait, you're not level 18 yet. You're not
yeah. Close. No.
But you definitely could be very old.
I'm just gonna, since I'm startled by this zomboid that ran up on me, I'm gonna smack him.
Dude, Trent, congratulations, man. I think this is the first combat encounter you didn't lead with tidal wave.
It's not in the cards right now.
Yeah. Go ahead. Roll a quarterstaff attack with 2 hands. A 2-handed quarterstaff attack.
So you said that's 1d20
plus 3. Yep. Or you can click on the quarterstaff. If you have dice at home, roll them and add a 3 to a d20.
I don't yet.
Okay. Then just click on. You can click on quarterstaff, which is above your gold in your stuff there. The attack and spell casting.
Oh,
there's a little
cool.
Yeah. And then 11 hits. So where that 11 is in the chat column, you can click on quarterstaff below that 11. See how it turns red? You can click on that to roll damage. Okay. Good job.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
You just cranked it for 8 damage. That's a 8 out of 8, dude.
Really
I knocked him right over the top of the skull.
You just wake up and bonk him right on the head, and actually a big chunk of its like skull and like jaw structure falls off because it's like a zombie. And then anything else you want to do?
I will do a hidden step. So just bonk him over the skull and then just disappear.
And does that come back every short rest or long rest?
Let me double check because that would be a good question.
Yes.
You can't use it again until you finish a short or a long. So
okay, so you definitely have it here. You can go ahead and bonus action, bonk it, and then just like disappear into this furbog plane as you magically turn invisible until the start of your next turn.
Cool.
Alrighty, good job. You also have movement. And since the zombie cannot see you, it does not provoke opportunity of attack. So you have 30 feet of movement.
30 feet. Okay. I would have to move. I can't get around the cart that way. I couldn't push back behind the cart.
I mean, you can the side of the cart we mentioned last time, like the wheels themselves aren't, the wagon only occupies 10 feet of width, about
right
10-12, so you won't suffer any movement penalties.
Yeah, then I'll just move back
behind the wagon.
Yeah, like here.
Sure, you can even move one more to the right if you want. We'll
cool.
Split hairs about it, but yeah. Okay. Garrett, it is not your turn. You're not in this first round of combat since you guys are kind of engaged elsewhere.
Do you even know that there's combat happening?
You will at the end of this round.
Okay.
Yep. So like basically as this is so this first round is happening, and when this first round is over, you guys like all of the clunking of the quarterstaff on the head, the furbog probably rocking the wagon over as he's pushing around it. You know, as he's bonk, and then just hidden steps, and like he disappears, but you see the wagon just like rock up on one end as he pushes past it. And then whatever else might happen this first round, you hear all of that, and that's what's gonna bring you into the second round initiative. And so, Eliard, it's your turn.
Well, Eliard automatically sleeps with like his sword or his scimitar by his side, but he just wakes up and goes, "Oh, foreign man, what's going on?" and notices there's zombies about.
Oh God! Yeah.
Oh,
fucking
Sorry, zombies.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I said, he has his scimitar already at his side, and so yeah, just realizes he's gotta get hacking. So Eliard's gonna dash up to the zombie that's next to Erizo.
Yep, and so because you might not be too familiar with the flanking term yet, I'll tell you this time, and this is the last time. If you move to the opposite side of Erizo, since you have the movement, like you have 30 feet, you can totally get there. That will give you advantage on every melee attack against it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, because if you think about it, the zombie is trying to defend itself in a way. So, but it can't. It doesn't have like gecko eyes, like chameleon eyes.
Okay.
Yep.
And Eliard is gonna swing with his scimitar or slat. So 1d6 plus 3.
Yeah. Well, first you have to roll a d20.
Oh yeah, d20.
Yeah, and roll it twice and take the highest.
Okay. 11 and 11.
And 11 hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, nice. Ooh, that's good. That's gonna be 4 damage.
Okay, to the one that Getafix already bonked in the skull, you slice it with your scimitar.
Yeah, I just do like kind of like a stabbing motion.
Yeah,
shank him.
Stab and slash.
Right in the rib cage, because I'm on that side of him.
And as a level 5 fighter, anytime you take an action, you can anytime you use attack as an action, you can take a second attack.
Again.
Yep. So go ahead and roll a d20 twice. Take the highest number because you have flanking. Let's see how quick.
18.
Ooh. So
well, yeah.
Bomb ass, dank ass. Did you roll your second one?
My highest one was 18.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes if you roll an 18, you're like, yeah, that hits. I don't need to roll a second one. You roll that second one to fish for a nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I rolled a 1 plus 3, so another 4 damage.
That's 4 damage. Oh, you rolled a 1. Woof.
Yeah.
Okay, but good news is this zombie is not only you've not only bloodied this zombie in your turn, you've mortaled it.
Cool.
Blow on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Zombie number 3's turn. It uses its turn to uses its dash action to head to the people in the road. And Erizo, you're up.
I'm gonna, since it's already mortal, probably won't have to use all my attacks on this one, but I'm gonna go for my first attack on this one.
Okay.
And flanking, it's advantage, correct?
Correct.
Oh shit. 10.
Was that your short sword?
Yeah, it's plus 7. So yeah, 10.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Oh, nice.
Oh, these are zombies, bro. They're naked penguin villagers that have been, diseased.
Why are they naked?
I don't know. Because their clothes fell off while they were trying to scamper through a thicket of dirty thorns and shit.
That zombie
Look at this zombie. Double cheeked up on a Monday night.
But remember what we said last But remember what we said last time? Those lashes?
Yeah.
Because remember, Penguin was attacked during the full moon festival. In and around. In and about.
That doesn't look like all that happened.
So really quick backstory about Penguin while we still have energy and people are listening. Penguin was like told to evacuate, but they didn't. They were told like all this spooky shit that's happening, they need to leave. And they're like, nope, we don't need to do that. The Empire doesn't control us. And they still went on and had their full moon festival anyways, and they've all turned into zombies.
They're like, well, we ain't scared of no little flu.
We're not scared. We're not scared of a little bit of undead, a mutiny. We got guns and shit. Yeah. So Erizo, that's a hit. Roll your damage.
All right, that's 4, and then damage is that plus 4 more, so 8 total.
You roll the d6 plus 4.
Yep.
Okay, and then roll another d6 because of your Colossal Slayer feature. If your target has been wounded once per round, you can deal an additional d6.
6.
Calculating.
So that was how much total? 6 plus what was the first
14
one?
total.
How much total?
It's 8 plus 6, so 14 total.
8 plus 6 is 14 total. Son of a bitch. So hold on a second. It's dead. Like, you definitely, like, short sword it with just that one hit. With just that one hit, you cleave its clavicle, separating its clavicle from its spine, and it dies. And you still have one other action left, plus movement, plus bonus action.
Sweet. I'm able to do the bonus weapon attack, or no?
Yeah, that's that's part of your attack action. So you still have another sword attack because you used your action as a 5th level ranger, same as the fighter. If you use your action to attack, you can make 2 attacks. So you have another attack in your action well, plus your bonus action, plus your movement speed.
Oh, all right. So I'm gonna use speed or movement to.
You're gonna
get
use
up to
speed, huh? Yeah. Does that start the rave again? You wake up and start tooting the whistle without hesitation.
It's about drive. It's about power.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Make another attack. Make another short sword attack against this Rombi.
Oh shit! That's gonna be 19 plus 7, 26 to hit.
Okay, that's definitely a hit.
Alright, and this will be the regular 1d6 plus 4, so that's 2 plus 4, 6 damage.
Okay, awesome. You deal 6 damage, and we will go to that zombie's turn, and that zombie will just make a slam attack at you.
Wow.
Okay, and that's a hit. It was a, let's see here, what's the plus? Yeah, it was a 21, so that's a hit.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, what?
And it did max damage, so you take 7 damage. As it just brings its arm around and just collides with you and deals a gratuitous amount of bludgeoning damage as it's using its meaty arm as a club.
Yikes.
And
Oh, good.
yeah. Charmaine, it's your turn.
So, oh man. Okay, so I'm not used to playing with bards.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And so this provides like an interesting training.
Absolutely.
But let me see. Feel like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out where I am right now.
Yep.
But I'm gonna do some vicious mockery at this guy.
All right, cool. So this zombie is gonna make a wisdom saving throw. But what do you say to a zombie to viciously mock it?
You know, I knew your mother in life, and you honestly look better now.
And it rolled a 7 minus its wisdom. It got a 5 total. So go ahead, roll 1d4 psychic damage.
All right. 4.
Ooh, max damage. So it's gonna take 4 psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack. As you say that as you're talking to Garett and you're talking to Nerva, this zombie just like erupts out of the tall grass. And you're coming from Penguin. You've seen nothing but zombies already. You could have fought countless zombies already, right? And so
Right.
you're just like, oh my gosh, come on! And you just hurl an insult at it, and you can see it kind of like tilt its head like a dog and get like puppy eyes as you deal it 4 psychic damage, and it just looks like a little dumbfounded as it's continuing to rush at these people. These people who are like questioning you, these people who are like high alert on you, and suddenly a zombie shows up, you're like, oh, you ugly bastards. Awesome.
And I do like a little hand gesture at it, like the way that Mexicans do, like you put it on your hip and it's
Yeah.
like, fuck your mom.
Oh,
and
shit.
like, but you're
And yeah, all right.
it's remarkably insulting.
And the zombie it literally dealt it damage psychologically, so that I could imagine it's traumatizing.
Emotional damage.
What does zombie therapy look like?
Zombie, yeah, that's for the post show. Nerva, it's your turn. Hey guys, if you're tuning in and you know what zombie therapy looks like, are you a little slow? Do you feel like you want to eat nothing but brains, but you also want someone to talk to because you need to cope? What does that therapy look like? Leave us a comment. I'm sorry, Nerva.
It's okay. I was opening up my character sheet, so that's fine.
I had an opportunity.
Let's see that. Whoops! I didn't mean to like cast a spell in the.
That's okay if you did.
For description only.
Dancing lights. I light this place. I light this bitch up with candles. I heard the whistle go off, so I just like.
Yep, and then I'm gonna start like, Dougieing everywhere.
All right. So Garett is like right next to me, basically, and one of them's dead already, but I can just see this one right in front of me. Okay. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and use the cantrip Acid Splash, which is my
nice
little
so it has to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I wave my hands around a little glowworm that I keep in a jar, and then the little bubble wand kind of appears out of my finger, and I blow a disgusting bubble at the disgusting zombie.
Yeah, you're like, there's only one thing that can scrub this evil away. 100% deep. Okay, so here's the dex save, and that is a 9, as zombies are not dexterous whatsoever. It's also why they failed the shit out of their stealth attack. Come on, let's stealth them. Why'd you yell? I couldn't help it. I'm dead. And then that takes 9 damage. Wait, which one was it?
Yep.
The one by Garett?
Yeah.
You guys?
One.
Okay, cool. The one with the ninja mask I'm taking off?
Yes. The one nearest to
9
us.
damage, and you have successfully mortaled and bloodied that zombie.
Ooh, okay. From where I'm standing, I'm just going to say, how many are there?
Okay, and nobody can respond until their turn.
Okay.
That's a good question.
And then all my bonus actions are kind of more like reactions. I don't want to use the amulet, so that is my turn.
Yeah, you might not want to consume this meat.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Zombie 2, which is dead. Remove you from the turn order. Getafix, it's your turn.
Let's go. So I got 30 feet of movement, right?
Let's just double check that as a furbog.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You have 30 feet of movement.
So if I were to move here,
yes,
I could smack him.
Yes, not with advantage. You would not have flanking because you'd have to be on the opposite kitty corner side of him. But you can certainly quarterstaff you could definitely give him a good old crack and a slap and pickle.
All right.
And then on Erizo's turn, he can move for flanking on his turn. So yeah, good job.
I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna like as I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell. How many words? I get words. How many words can I say?
Yeah, so with this free action, I say like 10 words, a couple words. So it's like it's literally happening this fast. Because one round of combat, all of your turns, this entire round is 6 seconds.
Right.
So as you're sprinting, you don't see Nerva casting this acid splash. As you're sprinting, you just hear your friendly, familiar, everyday neighborhood witch, wizard. Why did I say witch? That's because you yelled witch earlier, Eliard. That's why. And
but how do you know she's a witch?
Yeah, abjuration. That's why. Books and not swamps. And you hear Nerva yell. How many are there? 3, and that's it. Or you can just yell 1 left, right? That's probably what you'd yell. Because you didn't know about the 3rd one. So how many are there? 1. 1 left. How many are there? 1 left. It's just like, it's really quick. So you can't stop, turn, and be like, well, I think there's 1 left on our end. You guys might also be suffering some form of ambush. We should probably finish these zombies, so yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm invisible behind the cart. So I become
at the
start of my turn. At the start of my turn, I become visible.
Yes. Yep.
So all of a sudden I the zombies here and I pop.
Maybe that's exactly why Nerva had said that, was because you just became visible and you're looking at Nerva wide-eyed. And she's like, how many are there? And you're like, whoa, I think 1. I think just 1 or 2 left, as you're running.
I don't even know if that's necessary. I just want to say, I want to yell at the zombie and say,
Bigfoot!
Shock me! Say something intelligent! And then I run with my quarterstaff up and I smack him over the head.
Alright, roll a d20 plus 3.
One d20 plus
Or just
3.
click on quarterstaff. It's up to you. 9? You rolled a 9? That's 1d20 plus. Look at your formula you wrote.
Oh, well, let's just click on the quarterstaff. That'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, 21 is definitely bigger than 12. But here's since you guys have been fighting zombies now for the last 2 episodes, a 9 would have hit the zombie. Just a little heads up about naked individuals with very bad dexterity. So you hit him. So roll damage on the quarterstaff. You can 4 bludgeoning damage.
Huge emphasis on how naked they are.
Emphasis on naked. This naked right here.
Double cheeked up.
Roll investigation.
And just an FYI, you guys deadass were supposed to be doing this mission over Halloween.
Perfect.
Way back, way back when we very first started Birth of the Red Dragon, this was written. This campaign was completed. So as
Someone
a
wanted to
DM,
go
I haven't even been having to creatively free write. I've just been fine tuning this campaign and making it a lot harder.
Someone wanted to go to the damn Durham Passage instead of the Penguin Ticket.
Yeah, which is funny because Erizo was the one that hopped on board. He's like, yeah, bet, dude. Even though he hates undead, and I said there was spooky shit going on. That's the best I could do for Terrence. Terrence gave him a key and was like, head to my house. All these things. And Erizo's like, fuck it, let's go north. Let's fly up to the mountains. Which Aokokran do love. They favor mountain ranges as birds. Anyways, enough of that. You did 4 damage with your attack. Is there anything else you want to do? Getafix?
I don't think so. I used my movement. I used my attack.
Okay. Use your movement. Use your attack. It is Garett's turn.
Oh, what? Hello?
Hey, what's up? Hey,
Welcome.
hey, what's up, Garett? Welcome to.
That's quite an entrance.
What?
It's like the Kramer entrance.
Noonie.
Yeah. So as the zombie just pops up and I see this little nasty bubble come floating over and splash on this zombie, I'm just gonna look at Nerva, look back at the zombie, and quick finger guns, pow! Shoot a little shadow bolt over at this
Sweet.
guy.
Yeah, fuck that
That guy.
zombie.
Pya, pya, pya. Oh yeah, 14.
14's a hit.
9 damage.
Ooh.
And it shoves him backwards 10 feet.
The one that, yeah, okay. So, it moves back 10 feet. You dealt 9 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, it's dead.
Yeah, so basically took its head off and it goes flying backwards, backflips.
Flies back 10 feet. And I will remove zombie number 3 from the turn order.
Holy shit, they're coming out of everywhere.
I told you we should have kept going to the city. Eliard, it's your turn. Or do you have anything else you want to do, Garett?
Yeah, I wanted to... I'm gonna move to the other side
Hey,
of...
Garett, do you have inspiration right now?
No.
Okay, take inspiration, because I forgot to give it to you earlier this episode, for reasons that are between you and me, that you probably already know why.
Whoa.
All right.
Yep.
Word.
Whoa. Richard!
Oh. Okay, so I got it now. So I'm gonna move up next to Nerva.
Okay.
Just be like, holy shit, Nerva. Good job on that one. We gotta keep our wits about us. This is why we needed to move.
Okay, there's way too many words, so you either say you're either gonna have to recalibrate that to less words or cram all those words into a
So I'm gonna start running towards holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
You're
That's
so
just
like
uh,
insane in 6 seconds.
you're trying to say all that to Nerva, but all that comes out is oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, pack your shit.
It's actually more just a muted mumble.
Yeah.
Just take a page out of Kevin's book and be like, why use much word when few
Big
words do
word.
trick?
Wow, much words.
Oh my god. Are you saying SeaWorld or
I'm conscious.
See the World?
Outrageous. All right, Eliard, you're up, dude, man, bro.
Alright. Eliard runs to flank the last zombie.
Sure.
He's just ready to end this.
Yeah, make your scimitar attack with advantage.
Alright.
Eliard rolls a 2.
4. Highest was a 12.
Okay, that's a hit. A 12 plus, whatever.
then-
or is that already?
It's gonna be 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. So you rolled a
And
D.
then-
So you rolled a 3 plus 3.
Yep.
Okay, so you've bloodied it and you've mortaled it.
Alright.
Make
And
your
I'm
second
gonna
attack.
second attack. Oop, that was outside. Is 11?
11's a hit.
Alrighty.
Roll the damage.
And another 6.
Ooh. Okay, here comes the zombie roll. Ooh, and so as you burst its back open, you run behind it. You have advantage because it's still engaged with these other 2 fellows, and you run behind it. Maybe do a slide cancel. You slide across the long grass and stand back up and bring your scimitar down. You burst its back open, and while its back is open, you swing again. And as you swing again, you cut it in half. You dead ass chop it in half, and the top half hangs down, and you're like, hell yeah, I killed it.
Can I do it from the spine?
Yeah.
I'm that strong that I can just
Chop the spine, yeah.
Chop
And
it in half to the spine.
But
yeah.
here's the thing, it's still, the top half is still hanging on by the left oblique. Its love handle is still, so it's like rubber band man hanging its top, and its head spins around and goes
Oh, God.
as it's still alive.
Alright.
Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, whenever you kill it, I make an undead fortitude check, and you guys can investigate that later. But Erizo, it's your turn.
Erizo, kill it.
Yeah, as a free action, kill the damn beast.
Kill it, kill it, kill it. All right, here we go. Advantage still, right?
Advantage, yeah, because it is currently being flanked by other people. You will also get the flanking.
Hey, threesome.
That's my homebrew rule. I don't know if that's actual canon rules, but if it's being flanked, if it's 3v1, yeah, you got it.
I usually hear it as like a homebrew thing, but yeah, everyone's different. That's 24 to hit.
That's definitely a hit. Shit, you don't gotta ask, man. Just roll the dice. Just roll the damage.
Just roll it. Just roll it.
You'd have hit a young green dragon with a 24.
7 for damage.
Okay. Ooh, and it rolled a nat 1 on its undead fortitude.
Oh.
And that killed it.
Yes.
And as you guys have been woken up from your short rest to this fight, you have a new character that's just down the road that, honestly seems fairly apathetic. Like, oh my god, more zombies. Just like dealt damage to it by insulting its dead mother. You guys, we end combat with that. Combat is over. And I need to take a really quick bathroom break. Do you guys want to come back at in 5 minutes again? Do you want to do something?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Let's do another quick 5-minute break. Since I don't have to do a battle map, I can actually go use the bathroom now. And we'll see you guys back here. Let's just say at 8:56. Let's say 8:57. 8:57 will be the flavor.
Cool.
All right. You betcha, friends. And guys, thanks so much for listening in. Again, you are watching Lognarok, a Twitch channel. And every Monday at 7 p.m. until about 10 p.m. So every, Central Standard United States clock, we do this. We have fun playing D&D. I wanted to give a couple shout outs to Kulla, the musician, who releases an album every year, April 27th, on his birthday. His next album is called Firebird. You can support his music at kulla.com, CULLAH.com, or you can find his music on Spotify or SoundCloud, or even at, Free Music Land, freemusic.land. That's a cool thing. If you want to learn more about it, you're going to have to talk to me personally. I won't be posting links for a little bit now about that. In the meantime, I'm going to play a song from his 2018 album, Colossus. The song is called The Grief of Caradwin. I hope I pronounced that right, Kulla. Wow, holy smokes. This song, every time, wow. This next one's really good too. It lightens the mood a little bit. Shout out to Lulzor, GG, our VIP. Lulzor, GG, our VIP. It's your boy. You guys are just tuning in. I feel sorry for you for missing out. But if you just tuned in, welcome. You know, you can watch the skip back. But thank you so much for stopping by, watching the stream. You are watching Lognarok, a Twitch channel. And tonight I am the Dungeon Master and MC of this adventure, a homebrewed D&D campaign from the 5th edition rulebook, known as Birth of the Red Dragon, which takes place in the Land of Aurum. You're listening to Color Music. And we are going to hop back into our adventurer's lobby.
Rusty Taco.
Rusty Taco! This is why I fear turning when I undeafen the Discord. I'm always like, one of these days I'm gonna unmute the Discord at the wrong time. Right when I unmute it, it's like Rusty Taco, straight out of the horse's mouth.
Relax. It's a restaurant.
Yeah, I live in Minneapolis. There's like 4 Rusty Tacos here.
Is there really? I didn't know if it was like a chain thing, but there's one in Dubuque, and I was like, "What the hell is a Rusty Taco?"
So I'm pretty sure it started in Minneapolis. I could totally be very wrong, but when I was in Milwaukee and I was playing an athletic sport, there was a friend of mine who was on my team who was from Minneapolis, and they were like, yeah, something. Growing up, I worked at the Rusty Taco, blah, blah, blah. And they said it very nonchalant. And I was like, whoa.
Looks like there's 5 of them in Minneapolis.
I was like, you worked at the Rusty Taco? I was like, what the fuck is that? They're like, it's a taco joint. As if like I should have known that. And I'm like, I was like, that does not sound like a place that I would go eat, man. But good news is,
I just looked up on their website.
Yeah, it's delicious.
The founder's name was Rusty.
Oh.
And it was started in Dallas, Texas.
Texas. The more you know. Thank you.
Probably wouldn't use my first name then for any sort of restaurant.
How about Benton Tacos? That's got kind of a, I don't know. You can do the last name. Or
Benton
right?
Taco.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Rusty Taco. Hey, we're talking about it right now. So what does that say? Okay, guys. Let's get this swine and equine show moving. And let's, combat's ended. What are you guys doing now?
I'm checking for teeth. Can I pull these teeth?
Make a medicine check. Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah, hold on. So you rolled a nat 1 on medicine.
Yeah.
So Getafix he keeps trying to pull teeth. Keeps trying to pull teeth from the undead. I don't know why. I don't know. Honestly, as a DM, I have no idea why. But your second attempt here to try and pull the teeth from the undead, you take 2 poison damage, and you now suffer the poison condition.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah. As Getafix goes up to these freshly made dead bodies and starts digging around in their teeth. Ooh, yabu, dabu, dabu, dabu. He's like digging around in there, cuts himself. Or maybe one of the zombies that was dead was not fully dead and bites, whatever it is. And now, you just dig in there, you're digging around, it just you cut your finger really bad in a bloody saliva-filled zombie mouth. So you take 2 points of poisoning damage and you now suffer from the poison condition. Hey, Dabu.
I'll just reach into my sack and pull out like some salve and do like a lesser restoration.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You can definitely do that, and I highly encourage you to do that. Early prevention is key. And this is actually, hold on, real quick. I want to just go ahead and take this moment to very seriously tell people to Google, while we're Googling Rusty Taco, while we're Googling all these things, check out the Planned Parenthood in your neighborhood. Go get yourself tested. Early detection is key. Anyways, keep going, Getafix.
And remember, get your pet spayed or neutered.
Definitely, yeah, that's also a good one.
What do I have to do to cast? You touch.
You just cast it. So you okay. Right away, you cut your finger and you shove it in your mouth right away, and that's what poisoned you. You cut your finger, you go and you put your finger in your mouth. Right when you cut your finger, you stop the bleeding by putting the finger in your mouth. That's when you 100%. Get poisoned. So you take 2 damage by cutting your finger of poison, and then you shove it in your mouth. Oh wait, fuck, that was in a zombie's mouth, and then you get poisoned. And then you cover that up. You cast a level 1 spell, right? Or second level spell. Yeah, it's still a very good idea that you do this. You cast lesser restoration on your wound, and you cure yourself of poisoning right away. Yeah.
Well, that didn't work out.
Well, shit. Okay. You guys are still, I'm going to say that it's getting close to 8 in the morning now. You're still 2 hours from Penguin. We haven't moved. You've got a new companion.
Tried to tell you.
I tried to tell ya.
I love it.
You sound like the Luck of the Irish.
My heart is so full right now. I'm in love with Charmaine already, and it's only been 1 episode.
Well, I suppose we should probably get a move on.
Like I've been saying.
Yeah.
We got a necromancer.
Oh yeah?
It's just gonna get worse.
There's a necromancer?
Yeah, so Charmaine, you definitely know that there's a necromancer that's like leading the town.
Whenever there's the dead, there's a necromancer.
What's his name?
Yo mama.
Charmaine, while beautiful and easy on the eyes, still vicious. Still vicious with mockery, even in peace.
I just like, well, that doesn't help me.
But you could surmise that Charmaine has just told you that there is a necromancer running the town now, but they don't know their name. Like, because it's an evil necromancer. Yeah. It's like Dread Flanders or some dumb shit.
Stop.
So it's like Dread Flanders, or
it is Dread Flanders.
Or easy Dread Flanders. Enough of the horse and pony show. Come on, what's going on, guys? You've been camping in this zombie infected tall grass.
Get the fuck off.
Do you want to catch a Weedle? Because this is how you catch a Weedle.
I'm looking for a meta.
We could get away with looking like, the dead. I can do. I'm pretty good with makeup. I say we get in there, sneak around as the dead, and then kill him.
Can we take the bodies we have and smash their scent all over us?
I think that's absolutely necessary.
That's one of the questions where, as the DM, I'm just like, "That's on you, fam." Like, you have to do that and find out.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking the party.
The woman. And
I think that might be necessary because, who knows? They might smell us.
Hey, pain is beauty.
I take my 2 hands and instead of groping for the teeth this time, I just grab for some flesh and I handful it and slap it on me.
That's canon now. Yeah, so you run because that zombie was halved. I didn't know you could be had by a scimitar as easy as it was. Now I know. And that Eliard had halved that zombie. You just like take the innards and you just rub it all down you, and you're covered in zombie innards now, thematically, cinematically, automatically.
Oh God, Lapsy, what are you doing that for?
Eliard vomits. Oh, what the fuck?
How else are you gonna sneak past 100 of these?
So, and two, just for sake of knowing where you guys are standing when the next zombie ambush occurs, because you keep standing here, you guys are all together now, right? Because Charmaine's talking with you guys. You're all like partied up by the wagon.
Yep.
That's what I imagine. Okay, cool.
Splash yourself.
I'm building the next battle map right now. So
let's get a move on.
Okay.
No, we have to let Getafix get some more teeth.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Charmaine. Can you give me an idea where this necromancer is? Give me an idea of the layout of Penguin.
Charmaine, Charmaine, you don't know where the necromancer is. You know that the necromancer comes and goes with his bodyguards, and you know that, but you do know the layout of Penguin.
I provide him with the
all
layout
that
of
necessary
Penguin.
information. Yeah. And so for those of you who are playing the game right now, for those of you who are in chat, if you want to see what Penguin looks like, this is what Penguin looks like. So this is what Charmaine says to the party, describing in detail the block-like Mormon, very like orthodox. There's no taverns. Charlemagne goes into detail about how there's like these like it's a very rural, but there's like large block apartments all over. The city's on fire. She mentions the city hall, which is right here. I don't know if you guys can see that beacon going off.
Yep.
She mentions the city hall that is just north of the town well, and that is about as much as you can get from, little detail like that, from just vocal understanding.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this the area for Terrence's abode?
Absolutely.
Okay. I look over at Charmaine, right?
Yeah.
Look over at Charmaine and I ask her, it seems you are a resident. And I pause and I look at her and I squint my eyes as asking a question, waiting for a response.
And I snidely look back and provide none.
I'm wondering if you are a resident, it's because I have specific question for somebody's residence of sort. We may be able to find protection there.
I give an upwards eyebrow lift.
Nice.
As in saying, maybe.
All right. I'm looking for someone named Terrence. Yes, Terrence.
Yeah, and Charmaine, again, and for people in Radio Land, for the other adventurers, for Kevin, you yourself, I'm not taking over to just like railroad as a DM. It's literally because I handed Kevin this character like a couple hours ago. So
I don't know if I know.
Yeah, so you don't know Terrence, but you can interpret how you will. You do not know Terrence, but you are like you, Charmaine, do not know who the fuck Terrence is, but how you respond is up to you.
Does he know his brother Philip or?
Yeah, Terrence.
Miriam?
You know, you stick around long enough with me, you might find out.
All
That's
right,
cryptic.
probably may or may not know. But however, I do agree with you, Garrett, that we should definitely get going. Horses seem like they're also raging to be able to get out of here and avoid any other danger. Anybody else agree?
Garrett's gonna start just walking that direction.
Let's go.
Okay, so you leave the
Charmaine
horses
starts
behind.
walking with the lute and starts strumming.
Oh, the loot with the U. Okay, yep. Are you playing Wonderwall?
Give me the loot.
No, definitely not that song.
Today's gonna be the day.
It's the final countdown.
Fine. On a loot.
Yeah.
As you guys are walking. And let's see here. And
How far are we away?
it's 6 miles, so it'd be a 2-hour walk.
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
Okay. And so Charmaine, with you playing the final countdown, you let's see here. I just want to
Track 20 zombies.
Grant a speed aura.
We all walk a little taller.
Okay. So I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to retcon it. You guys are all on foot. You're walking the 2 hours. If you would have taken the wagon, it would have taken some very difficult animal handling checks to get the horses to G up when they still want to rest. The horses would have taken a point of exhaustion, and it would have been very difficult for them. But in the back of the wagon, listening to the final countdown, this is just a bard. This is just a bard tutorial for anybody in D&D who's interested in playing a bard. Song of Rest is during a short rest. You can use a feature where creatures regain an extra d6 hit points. But it's not. It was not. You're not the bard for this reason now. I'm just saying that Song of Rest
Is awesome.
Is awesome. Yeah. So like where you guys took that short rest and you guys were all rolling hit dice, you could have all rolled a d6 beforehand. But there was like way too much confrontation right away with this halfling and everything else. But it's not over. There's still a bard in the party, a bird in the prairie, and you guys are just like you guys are marching into the city of Penguin. Picture like from the movie Santa Claus with Tim Allen. When he finally gets his like Santa Claus suit on and they're like marching and they like put their right arm in front of them, they take a couple steps and stop and they put their left arm in front of them and then you guys
do
are
that little dance.
Yeah, you guys are just like yeah, we all know that. We all know exactly what I'm talking about. You have determination as you're marching into the village of Penguin. And I am going to move the map back to the village of Penguin map as I just kind of go into detail as the 2 hours has passed. It is now about 10 in the morning. The sun is fully up. Some of the smoke, some of the fires have died down, but still visibility is about 60 feet. You guys have about 60 feet of visibility. Just to keep this in mind, do not forget the fact that you guys have 60 feet of visibility. The Penguin map that you are looking at right now is accurate to scale. So if you use your measuring tool and you hold Alt, you guys can accurately measure, do accurate measurements, etc.
Is that because of smoke? Is that what we're... Like,
I'm just saying, if you want to while we're describing, while we're talking, if you know, because some D&D players do not care about roleplay. They don't care about engaging. They just want to like min-max. How far is this from this? They got a game plan. They're quietly sitting in the back of the wagon. They just, I just say it out there. I just put it out there. But also a way to familiarize yourself. You guys though, but don't metagame. but don't metagame too hard because like your character doesn't know the distances of this building to that building. But as you roll into the city, there are broken shutters on a handful of the windows banging against houses. There are multiple large crows, maybe ravens, scrawling at the sky, and it does not smell good. It doesn't smell like any, some of you might know what a burning body smells like, especially since Nerva failed her wisdom save on that second full moon with the Morin's amulet. She roasted that motherfucker.
Oh my god.
That you guys definitely got a good smell of burning bodies that night. But you don't really smell, it doesn't smell bad like burning bodies bad. It smells bad for one, cow shit. Like this is a very rural village city. So it smells like cow shit. Two, it smells like burning cow shit, as a lot of these like stables and houses are all embers. There's a lot of like embers and ashes. There's rubble. There's corpses, but they actually there's no corpses. I'm sorry to say that. I didn't mean to say there's corpses. There's innards. There's no actual like physical human corpse. There's just like innards and blood all over. And as you guys are pulling into the town, you realize it has been a very long, hot road, right? Because it was last episode I described it very well. It's an autumn day, but one of those like really hot, like second summers that come up in the autumn, in the early to late fall. That you guys have been going through, and you haven't had a whole lot of consistent rest. And now you just marched 6 miles. It's 10 a.m. The morning sun has been blazing for at least 2 hours now. As you guys are getting into the city and your mouths are tasting this smoke of burnt wood, burnt cow shit, burnt, whatever plastics. There are no plastics in this Aurum, but, whatever the equivalent might be. And as Erizo, you pull your water skin from the side of your, you take your water skin, you go to take a drink, you are out of water.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And for the rest, and as the rest of the party, as you see Erizo try to take a drink from his canteen, you go, yeah, wow, I guess we, I could really use a drink too. And you guys all realize your canteens are empty. Because there was a second thing you missed. When Lander Dawnstar, the sorcerer that you didn't even ask their name, 2 episodes ago, he told you to make sure you keep your canteens full and find water where you can. And same thing with Juan Jane additionally gave you a reminder about water skins, and he said, I packed up a good old water, I filled all your water skins and gave you some reserves. That's all gone. So I'm trying to slowly make D&D harder for you guys, because this camp, you guys are awesome. You guys love the role play as much as I do. You guys love the gaming aspect of it a little, about as much as I do. But now you're in a desolate wasteland, and you're not, necessarily out of water. You guys get your last little drops now. You might be able to make it a day or two, a couple days, who knows. But you guys are thirsty, right? So I'm just trying to put this sensory, I'm trying to put this perception in your imagination. Your mouths are dry. There's smoke that's eliminating visibility, and you're in this small town. It's quiet. It's so fucking quiet. And I want to know which one of you is going to make the perception check as you walk into the town.
I will, since I'm heading off the walking.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is 2.
Eliard has a -1 perception. Probably could have rolled better than that.
I have a 0 modifier, so that was a straight up 2.
Okay. If somebody else wants to roll one, you can do it, but the DC's just got harder.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could try next.
Yeah, you probably want to always let your ranger do all this stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, go ahead, Erizo.
That is the 18 and 23.
Okay. So, you see that there are boarded up doors and windows on the city hall. So, as you guys are coming into town, I can kind of zoom in a little bit here on the top right of the page. You guys are here. You moved in a little bit as y'all are coming into the city. As you're looking at your canteens, and you round the first corner into Penguin. You're not in the wagon anymore, so I can delete that. And I can add Charmaine. Peyo's in the wagon. It's not canon. Whoa, big Charmaine. You're big for a halfling.
Yeah, quite big.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
A survival check along the way wouldn't do anything to try to find some sort of liquid to quench our thirst, or a little bit, or something like that.
If you want to make a survival check to see if there's anything to quench your thirst, I will let you do that now. Since I did roll you as the target for the first one to notice their water skins are out of water, I'll let you make a survival check as well.
Okay. 19.
Okay. There's no fucking water. But you know that small towns like this, there's a city well somewhere where you guys can get water if you want.
I relay that little bit of information that there just may be a well nearby.
Yeah, there's probably a well somewhere, but 60 feet of visibility. Remember that. You guys can only see 60 feet. So if you guys want to know what you can see right now, you can look at the tokens. Look at where the tokens are at on the map. And you guys are just coming into sight as the game progresses. I'll say you guys get to this intersection when you make that perception check.
It's like, can't see shit.
Can't see shit. There's just smoke everywhere, and you guys are walking into the town. The town hall building is boarded up. It has damaged walls. It looks like people have tried, or it looks like there has been fire. Like somebody has started a fire on the city hall wall. It looks like someone tried starting a fire there, and the fire was put out. But none of the other buildings show signs of that. And so I'm only giving you this because you rolled such a high perception. All of the buildings that you've come across have either not had fire damage done to them or have had fire damage to the point where the building has burnt down, except for the City Hall building. The City Hall building has signs of scorched fire damage, but has not burnt down, as if the fire is being put out. Second thing that you notice with that high of perception, it was over 20, right?
19.
It was 19? Okay. So the next thing you notice is that there are small kobold tracks, the little winged bastards that cut down the airship. They're a couple days old, though. You notice some kobold footprints that are pretty old. And that's it. And you can just say you relay that to the party if you want.
Yeah, I just relayed.
I don't expect you to do it. If you wanted to, though, if you wanted to be like, go into a character voice, and because I would, as a player character, I and you can ask the people I play with, I dive into that shit. I'm like, okay, that's what I see. Cool. And when I relate to the group, I go into this big character voice of doing this. But you fucking do not have to do that. You can definitely just be like, cool, I relay that to the party. Expo dump. It's up to you.
Yep. I'll do that as an expo dump, but then I'll continue by putting in my opinion, after all that information, I push to to try to get into that building and check it out, seeing as how it does seem a little bit more unfazed than some of the other structures nearby.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's check it out.
Smoke cloud, smoke
You
monster.
heard the lady.
I love how she always sounds like 6 feet away from her mic.
Alright, all I hear is like Anne of Green Gables or that kind of setting or something.
So as you guys get to the city hall, you can tell that the doors are all boarded up. Like the front door of the city hall is boarded up. The windows, all the other homes, the shutters, the doors have been blown through. If the building's not burned down, it looks like it's been ransacked. And it's like very properly ransacked. Just like a full-on, just like long sack, just like into the building, just blown the shutters out, doors are gone, walls are taken down. But the city hall still has boards up, it still has like a door that's sealed.
I look over to Eliard and I say, "You think there might be one boarded up somewhere where maybe a chance for us to try to pry open?"
Possibly. Give it a look then.
Yeah. So what are you rolling for?
Would I roll for
What do you want to do?
investigation? I'd like to investigate the building.
Okay.
To see if there's any.
Like easy ways to get in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be intelligence.
Yeah, so in investigation, definitely. I'm just gonna say this first though, before you get too far into your investigation. You don't need to roll an Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. You don't have to roll an investigation to know that the front door would by far be the easiest point of entry.
Okay.
I'll just tell you that.
Right.
Knowing that, how do you move forward, Eliard?
I'm just gonna try to break, use just kind of muscle it, just, use my
Yeah.
elbow, just
Yeah.
run into it.
So you can make an athletics. You can make an athletics check.
I'll
As
give
they're-
him a help action on that if I can.
Yeah, so you can either roll your own athletics or you can let Eliard roll with advantage.
I'll give him to roll for advantage.
Okay, Eliard, roll your athletics twice and take the highest number.
Okay.
So it's going to be a D20 and roll it 2 times, take the highest number. Your athletics is +3.
So 13.
Okay. So as you roll a 13, you bust the door open. And now I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. And if you aren't scared, that means you just it means you've just launched a trap.
Another D20 for dexterity.
So dexterity saving throw for you is going to be another D20 +3.
+3.
Yep, you see it right on your sheet. So roll a D20
All right.
+3.
So 18.
Nice, man. Good job. So you're only going to take
20 damage.
900 damage.
Okay, you're only going to take, since you passed it, as you bust open the door, you so picture this. There is about a couple feet upstairs. There's a small, grandiose stairwell going into the city hall. And you run into the door, and you bust it open. And your momentum stops right there in the doorway as you bust it open. And then you hear right above you. And in the last second, you jump out of the way as a heavy town bell. Like, those big old bells, the Liberty Bell, those big iron bells.
Mm-hmm.
It was appropriated, maybe even commandeered, to be used as a trap. So anybody open the door, they spring that trap. So you dodge it just in time. But as it lands, the heavy iron rots down on your hamstring, and it just Charlie horses you for 4 bludgeoning damage.
That's quite the Charlie horse.
Yeah, it's a big fucking bell, man. You're lucky. You could have taken a lot. You want to take the full damage? Yeah, that's not
Hell's
too bad.
bells over here.
Hell's bells, baby. Yeah, so the city hall is wide open now. And you're standing inside, Eliard. You're in front of everybody else. Eliard, right away, it looks empty. There's like debris all over the floor. There are like sleeping bags all over. Bedrolls with sleeping bags. They're like scattered throughout the area. There's like empty water jugs. There's broken terracotta vessels. There's food symbol like crumbs of bread around the areas, but the city hall looks empty. And you can relay that to the rest of the team if you want.
All right. Hey team, you might want to come take a look at this. Looks like we've had a couple of squatters in here.
It's definitely hard to decide if it's been barred up from the inside or the outside.
You can tell looking at it that it's been barred up from the inside. Like there is somebody on the inside that's trying to stay out. It's very clear that someone was trying to defend themselves in here.
Okay. You definitely try to see if we find any supplies in there, or any clues as to the lead of things around here.
Let's see if anyone's alive.
Nerva saying let's see if anyone's alive. Do you want to do an investigation check for anybody that's alive?
Sure. Pulling up the sheet.
It's gonna be a D20 plus 5. Nice. So with a 12 investigation, it looks like just like looking for signs of life and peering into this place, there's not a lot. There's not a whole lot of signs of life. But there's also no signs that all life has left. There is a fresh puddle of urine in one of the corners. You can tell it's fresh because on the stone floor, there are dry. You guys ever peed on concrete and it came back a couple days later? There's like that stain mark. There's a few of those like all over, right? But there is a fresh puddle of piss that you notice in one of the corners over on the top left side. So like the northwest side, I can ping it. There's like a fresh puddle of piss outside a corner over here. And in that corner, there are a couple doors leading to like a door to a closet. There's a door to a bedroom, or not a bedroom, but there's a door to a chamber room. There's a door to a closet. You can tell by the way they look, right? If you walked into a home or into a city hall, you can tell what is a business functioning door, what is a closet door. And then there is also a stairwell that goes upstairs.
I'm gonna take my little stony man out and give him a little pat and have him go walking upstairs.
Yeah, hey,
while I pull out my little trusty stick and just start wandering around the room.
Okay. Do you want to make an investigation check?
Arcana, actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah, go ahead, make an Arcana check.
17.
Nice. With a 17 Arcana, you cannot tell of any. So I'm not gonna let you find magic. I'm not gonna let you just use because there's a spell called Detect Magic, right?
That's what my stick is, by the way. That's one of my
okay. So last episode when you're like,
yeah,
I lay out some like copper, some iron wire and go to bed. I was like, what the fuck does that mean, dude? Like,
So
yeah. So if you're casting
like a month and a half ago, we talked about it, but
yeah.
I didn't know if you.
So
it's in my inventory, but that's fine.
So let's see here. Your infusion, replicate magic item.
Yeah, it's fuck. Let me look it up.
Yeah, check it out. Are you casting a detect magic spell? Because that's like a spell slot.
I will get back to you on that. Give me a second.
Okay.
To look it up. I'm like 95% sure.
Okay.
It's like a dowsing wand.
Well, still, a 17 Arcana, I'm going to let you know that, like, if there was any kind of, like, magical presence or magical society, this is the city hall. This building is likely housing whatever magic might be. And as an artificer, you know, magic isn't always magic. It's also Merlin. It's also inventions. Yeah, so it's also like, you know, electricity might be here, right? You know, they might have some small, you know, hamster on a power generator or something like that. But you can just tell that the city hall is kind of the last defensive line.
I'd like to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So it is a wand of magic detection. So it has 3 charges, and it does cast detect magic.
Nice.
For one of the charges, and it regains 1d1 charge per day.
Nice. And this is an infused item that you have.
This is one of my 2 level 2 infusions. So the homunculus is one, and this is the other one.
Okay, cool. So as your homunculus goes upstairs, I'll let him use your Arcana because of channel magic. Your homunculus.
Well, it's the wand. The wand.
No, I know. I'm gonna get to the wand in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, with your homunculus going upstairs and looking around, he reports back to you and is like, just a lot of boxes up here. I'm sorry, that's Big Willie. I can't dishonor him by doing that. I'll give homunculus a whole new voice.
His name is Stony.
Stony?
So you could do a Polly Shore voice for Estonia.
Because with the wind, hey, there's a lot of boxes up. No, I can't do that. There is a lot of. There's a lot of boxes up here. Plenty of boxes. And it's just like, there's a lot of boxes and random things up here. And it's probably like he radios back. That's probably just like storage up there, and bureaucratic like paperwork. Yeah, and he starts walking back down. And with your detect magic, there's one particular place, and there is a closet on the other side of the room. Or what's the range on it? It's fine. Let's see here. I'm just want to see.
It's whatever detect magic is. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. It's fine. The city hall building is not huge. It is still a small town. But you know on the opposite side there is a closet that has some kind of like magical detection. There's a room. And it's not a closet, it is a room, and it's glowing, right? Because detect magic glows like certain areas. And behind that door, there's a door, and behind it, or I don't know if detect magic goes through doors. Fuck, I don't know. I'm just gonna say, using your wand, that room is detecting.
It can. It's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal.
Easy. 3 feet of wood. Yeah, the typical.
3 feet of wood.
Yeah, the typical spread. So yeah, you can definitely get a glow of magic behind the door. Do you know the type of magic? Does detect magic tell you the type of magic, or does it just shine?
You can use your action to see a faint aura that bears magic. You learn at school of magic, if any.
Okay, so there is a glowing like divination magic through a door on the opposite side.
Ooh. In my curiosity, I'm gonna kind of like, so I'm actually kind of just holding this little like stick out in front of me, walking around the perimeter of the room, and find this little door. And I'm like, kind of like sniffing around the room.
Yeah.
And I just tap the door a little bit and kind of slowly try and push it open with a wand to peek in.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. And a dagger. As you crack open the door, a dagger pierces into you, just like hitting you in the wing, right in the shoulder, and you take 3 piercing damage as a young man with a long red like ponytail, like really long, like really beautiful long red hair, jumps up from behind a desk and just whips a dagger at you, and it hits you in the shoulder, and you take 3 piercing damage.
Oh fuck! What? I mean you no harm.
And they just slowly peek their head over the counter and stare at you and give you no response. And they just stare at you.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna turn to the rest of the group. Hey, we got a live one over here.
I rush.
And as the rest of you said you rush in?
Yeah, I rush over and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, so as the little halfling bounds her way past Garett, is like, well, what's going on? The person stands up and they back up, right? They back up and they pick up this sword. You guys haven't seen this kind of sword before. It looks like a scimitar, but like longer and straighter than a scimitar, but not quite straight like a short sword or a long sword. It's just a unique sword that you guys have never seen, where they stand up and they're holding it. They look like they haven't really used one of these before, but they stand up and they put their back up against the wall and they hold it out and they're just pointing at you. And you guys can see there's like 2 empty water skins on the floor. There's a couple of like limbus bread, you know, the green leaves that wraps around their bread, like empty like ration containers all around, like they've been like holding out in this spot for a while, and they're just like, they kind of like fan the sword. Who are you here for? Say something. Are you dead? Are you guys dead?
No.
I just fucking yelled at you.
Why are you attacking us?
I've been held up here. I don't... Are you guys with the Empire? And they have like a small hopefulness in their eyes as they ask you that. Are you guys with the Empire?
I turn and look to the group and I say, "Are you guys with the Empire?"
Perhaps.
Sure. And as the person up against the wall notices that you guys are clearly talking and conversating without any like moaning or zombie or undead like stuff, shut the door, shut the door here, and they get up and they just like drop that sword that they had in their hand. They drop their guard down and they run. They push past you. They're fairly tall, wiry. So like they're built, but they're not like ripped. You know what I mean? Like they don't have like super body mass, but they're like wiry. And they've got a leather, like a leather armor almost, but it's not like fully leather armor. Just some like leather overall. And they've got a belt on. There's like a light hammer that's like holstered in their belt. And they run up and they quickly shut the door and they start beating the door with a light hammer. As they're putting they find another broken board since Eliard busted inside, and they start hammering the door closed. Get inside. What are you guys doing here?
We're here to help. What is your name?
My name is Lulzor.
I'm just gonna take the dagger out of my shoulder and pocket it.
What happened here?
Well,
There's a necromancer?
Yeah, there's a necromancer, all right. He's been sending the. And I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are you? And he runs up to you, Garett, and he starts. He pulls like some clean cloth out, and he starts like putting some pressure on your pierced wound. He says, "Are you? Yeah, no, yeah. There's a necromancer. There's a necromancer. We were doing so well. We were doing so. Why didn't the Empire come? We sent so many messages to the governor, and the governor ignored every one of them.
Didn't you ignore what they said?
What?
Didn't they say that we needed to evacuate?
Yeah, everybody was ignoring it. It's not my job to question why. And he gets like really frustrated, like sad frustrated. I'm just an apprentice blacksmith. I was doing my best to help the city. This is where I live. This was my livelihood. When the final call came out to defend the city, we all came in here. We all boarded up. I defended the shop, the blacksmith. He was such a great guy. Griswold was my master. He was the master blacksmith. In fact, he had traveled. He was such an adventurer. He had these breakthrough ideas, and I was defending it. I was defending all of it until they rang the bell, and everybody was to congregate. And everybody was to congregate to the city hall room. And I ran in here. I helped board up the doors, and he's holding his hammer. He's holding his like light hammer. Kind of taking pride in the fact that the city of Penguin has held out this long because of his defense, because of his like defense efforts. After watching Griswold die, we pushed here into the city hall. It was bloodshed. It was nasty, and a couple days had gone by, and then it seemed like a week. I don't even know what day it is. We could see the full moon from the window. Some people were out trying to. It was bloodshed, and they started this building on fire, and that is where the rest of the town's guard had rushed out. There was a conflict. The doors were open. People were breaking in. There was these undead. All the town's guard were dead, and they were pushing their pikes out the windows, and we were defending. And it was like 2 days. It was like 2 days of constant bloodshed, and they run back. They run back to behind the desk where they were at, and they pick up that sword that they were holding, and they hold it out, and it's this like curved. It's not like curved like a scimitar, but it's also not like straight like a sword.
How many of there were you in here?
There was a handful. This is
where
kind
are
of what
the
it
bodies?
looks like. This is what it looks like. Their bodies
by
are walking
yourself?
around the city now. Their bodies,
No
they stood
bodies in
back
this
up
building.
because they all died, and we pushed them out. And he holds up this sword, and he rushes over to you, Eliard. He sees your scimitar. You have you have your scimitar thing, and he rushes up to you, Eliard, and he just like shoves this katana into your chest, and he's like, "Take this. If you know how to work a curved blade, you'll know this. This is my master blacksmith Griswold. Him and I made this. This is the finest steel." He traveled the world. He traveled all over Aurum, learning different methods of tempering. You'll never find a harder steel than this. And Eliard, you are actually given a magical item. It does not have. It's not magical like hocus pocus magic, but it's just a really well forged katana. And at your discretion, Eliard, I would like to swap out your scimitar for a vicious katana, which gives you +1 to attack and +1 on damage.
Yeah, Eliard is kind of shocked.
Yeah, because this is happening so fast, and he's like, "Here, take this."
Especially since I just like broke open the door, and then I almost got crushed by a bell. It's just like, oh, what's
You're
going on?
You're still rubbing out that Charlie horse.
Yeah. And shoves it into my hands, and I look it over very carefully, and grunt, and I say, "Yes, this will do very well." And then I draw my katana, I draw my scimitar, and hand it over to them with the hilt, or with the the handle facing towards them, showing that I properly know how to handle blades. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
There you go, son.
Yeah.
All of you wanted to take this. What do you call it?
Well, Griswold always just called it vicious.
Vicious. Well, all right, vicious. You're with me now, I guess.
Okay, and roll an investigation check.
All right.
It's not that hard since you are a veteran. You know weapons really well. You know a good sword. So you're going to roll a d20.
Yikes, that was low. I got a 5.
Okay, so just as a 5, base what I told you. The vicious katana deals so when you roll to hit, you get +3 for proficiency, you get +3 for your dexterity as it is a finesse weapon, but you also get a +1 because it is such a well-forged weapon that Lulzor the apprentice blacksmith and his master blacksmith Griswold had made.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a 1d6 +7?
It's a 1d6, so you're reading parts of it that you shouldn't be right now. You don't know that part yet. You might find out when you hit something, but it's 1d6 +4. So it's 1d6 like a scimitar would be a d6 plus your dexterity. Your dexterity is 3. So it's a d6 +3 as a katana. But because it is so well forged, it's a d6 +3 +1. So all magic weapons, like basically rare magic items, are +1. +1 to hit, +1 to deal damage. And you are now holding on to this well-forged katana.
Sweet.
Yeah, damn right that's sweet. That was the highlight of my life, thinking of that magical weapon. That's cool as hell, dude. As a DM, I stay up until 4 a.m. just recreationally sitting here and typing things up. I'm like, man, a katana would be cool as hell right now. Okay, yeah, and so that's where he's
how do I get rid of the scimitar?
Leave it in there. You can keep it. And here's the thing: as you start to grow your inventory, you can actually give it to Erizo, because Erizo has a bag of holding that he doesn't talk about ever.
What?
Yeah, Erizo had a bag. The episode before you came in, Garett, or maybe 2 episodes before you came in, Garett, Erizo's had a bag of holding this whole time.
Cool.
A bag of giving too.
Yeah. But Eliard, you can just hold on to your scimitar now, since you have a decent enough strength score. You can hold your trident, your scimitar. And you know what? Since you are technically, so you'd have to attune to this katana if you want your weapon bond to it.
Okay.
You need to spend an hour attuning to this katana. So right now you're attuned to your trident and your scimitar. So you can fucking throw your scimitar in the dirt and just call it anytime you want. For now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just leave your scimitar like in its sheath, but now you're handed this katana. It doesn't have a sheath. I'm going to say that. It does not have a sheath right now.
Is the katana, is it a one-handed or two-handed weapon?
It's one-handed, like a scimitar.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good question, though.
Yeah.
I'll give you a D8. I'll tell you what, we'll do versatile too, because
I got ideas.
because Lulzor GG, the blacksmith apprentice, is very skilled working with Griswold, and Griswold knew that two-handed damage was important. So you have finesse and you have versatile feature. So it's a D6 plus 4 one-handed, but if you want to use two hands, it's a D8, which you don't have a shield right now, so I'm just going to give it a D8 right now. Damage.
Okay.
Good question. So any of you guys, and so yeah, you're welcome. Lulzor just shoves it into your chest, and he's like, just take this, man. I can't do anything with it right now.
Yeah.
Just promise me you can get me out of here.
Yeah. As a soldier, we leave no man behind, and that includes you, Lulzor.
Yeah, that's very cute.
I start kind of like twirling like the katana in my hand, just getting used to its weight, and feel.
Cut to a montage of everybody else in the party just like kicking rocks, like looking at their feet, just like Pablo Escobar meme, just like standing there staring off in the distance. But then like Eliard's like, we need a hero, just like spinning the katana around, like montage, training with it. Cool. Does anybody else want to interact at all? Otherwise, I can keep progressing the story.
I want to ask, is Griswold still alive?
Griswold's very dead, and I can confidently say that Griswold is dead and not coming back. And as Lulzor is holding onto his light hammer, he's just staring at it. 1,000-yard stare. I killed Griswold myself. But he wasn't Griswold then. He was my master blacksmith. He was my master, but he changed. And I had no choice.
I'll just
feels bad, man. It feels bad. That's really under the light hammer.
I'll just bow my head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll insight on that because I don't believe him.
Okay, yeah. So you can roll an insight check.
So how do I do that with inspiration? I have it marked. It's just advantage, right?
Inspiration means you get to roll it twice. So you can actually roll, see how it goes. I will not tell you the outcome, and if you want to use inspiration, you can.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, Charmaine goes up and gives him a hug.
And you start hugging him, and since he's pretty tall, and you're hugging like down to his hip, he puts his hand around you and he just smiles and gives you the most like warming, affectionate like thank you. Like, where did that come from? Thank you so much. And as he's hugging you, as he's looking down at you, Garett, your 16 insight, you can tell that Lulzor is genuine. You can have full faith that this truly is an apprentice blacksmith who has been doing their best to defend their city, boarding up walls, boarding up windows with this light hammer, holding on to this sword, and now, just truly giving the sword to the best opportunity to get rid of it. And Garett, you can fully...
Didn't mean to do that, sorry.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I started reading 2 paragraphs.
No,
don't. While talking. Yeah, that's cool. Thank you for telling me that was an accident, because I would have just trailed off with my gecko eyes looking at 4 things at once. Yeah, you can trust him. And Charmaine, they just hug you right back in this very polite, just like embrace.
It sounds like you've been through a lot, buddy.
I feel for you.
I appreciate your sympathy. That means a lot. I guess I have been working really hard. I guess I have been busting ass. There was nobody else as smart as me that could have made it this far. I'm a very intelligent, I'm a very strapping and wholesome person. I thank you for that.
We'll definitely see how best we're able to be here, help here, and is there are you wanting to stay here when we depart and board up again, or would you?
Well, what brings you guys here?
We are I think right now trying to get to the matter of things. We ran into some undead zombies.
Yeah,
undead zombies around here.
Seems like you're telling me something. Seems like you're telling me something I already know, right? Tell me something I don't know. Why? Well, like who are like? I'm assuming you're with the Empire. As like, I don't know which one of you or how many of you or who personally is displaying proudly the red insignia of the Red Dragon Strike Team. Those of you who proudly fight for Captain Moore. I'm sure there might be one of you, and you can speak up and say me or not, or none of you do, I guess.
Hey.
Yeah, Getafix. Yeah, you got your red dragon. You got your red dragon patch right next to your Mother Ziona volunteer badge.
Yeah,
from when you spent 2 weeks volunteering at the Mother Ziona temple.
Push it out. Hey, look it.
So did and as he see and Getafix, this is good. I'm glad you spoke up. This progresses the story. As he sees your red dragon patch and then your Mother Ziona temple like volunteer badge that you got. Oh, did Brighthammer made it out. Did he send you guys? Is he on his way? Is he coming back?
We were sent to look for Brighthammer.
His expression just drops, just like sad face. Like he was like happy and then just dropped to sad as he realized like, oh, Brighthammer made it out. Oh. So he didn't make it back from the shrine.
What? What?
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah.
Shrine, you say?
Yeah, of course you weren't. And Lulzor starts walking to the center, the center of the building where there's like the information desk, the information kiosk, and pulls out a map. And he shows you guys, the map that we were on your guys' road to Penguin, that road map. Basically takes that, what you already know, and then he shows you in the Penguin Thicket, which was to the west. I'm sorry, to the east. The Penguin Thicket. If you guys don't remember, that's fine. We might go back to it in a second. I don't want to click over to it now, but he shows you exactly where the Mother Ziona Nature Shrine is in the Penguin Thicket. He points it out on a little map, a little local topographical map. And he says,
so you left to go to the shrine and then all of this broke out?
No, he was here, and man, I don't know how many nights it had to have been. The necromancer just shows up the necromancer shows up all the time. The necromancers and the necromonger. Did you guys bump into the big armored guys? They are the ones that murdered most of the people. Guess what? Let me fill you in on something. They don't kill you. They take you alive. They freeze you. And you guys remember from last episode, or like 6 hours ago when you were fighting the necromonger, they don't kill you. They freeze you. They take you alive, and then they turn you into necromongers.
That's dope.
Take care, Eliard.
Oh.
Peace out, man.
Peace.
And they turn you into necromongers.
When did he leave?
Man, I don't know. He was in this building, and he was bouncing all over the place, And
while
this
the
is just
undead was happening.
Yeah, definitely. I was in charge. And he's starting to take a little pride again. I was in charge of opening the door, and Henry Brighthammer. Wow, what a guy! What a strong, confident man. And he would just stroll out. He would leave the building, and when this building started on fire, and all the town's guards had died. I wish Henry was here, but it was before that. He went to. Why did he go to the shrine? He went. There was something magical about it. It was a consecrated space that at the shrine he was gonna, because Mother Ziona herself slept here in this wooden glen, and he's pointing at the map. He's showing you guys exactly on the map where this wooden glen is. And he says, when she 1,000 years ago it was, she slept here, and the whole place is just holy. And he said he was going to go talk to her. It doesn't seem real, right? Because remember, little backstory in the lore, the Empire people, and Penguin is like a fairly devout Empire city, village, like small town devotees to the Empire. They're all very atheist. Like, they don't believe in like clerics and gods and like paladins that have like poly gods. Mother Ziona was a real person, and but for some reason, like, her innate magic, her innate like healing ability, like, still resonates with all the people, and they like worship it. And it's like that worship that like fuels their religion, and that religion is like, if you want to believe in it or not, that's up to you. But they're fairly atheist because they don't think she's actually a divine. She was a nature cleric that Getafix would know. But he went there to get some kind of magical help. There's something, he was going to bring back a ward of some kind. But when he didn't come back, I just thought the worst. And then days have gone by since then. It has been almost a 10-day. You guys here to find him?
I would like to.
How long is the travel to the shrine? Like, how far away?
Well, and he starts like he starts like looking at the map. He starts getting like out a little tool. He's like, I should have done this sooner. I should have just I should have looked at this because, Mother Ziona shrine, I guess I thought that was just like what we did as kids as a field trip. He's got there's like a little piece of wood that he breaks in half to measure, on maps they have the scale. It's like 0 to this equals 1 mile. He breaks off a little tool and he starts measuring like a compass using makeshift stuff. Very, very intelligent guy here. Lolzor is this like very like smart apprentice black. He's using these tools now, measuring on the map. And he says, it's, I don't know, like 4 hours, 4-hour walk. But yeah, you just...
Supplies to spare.
What's that?
Any supplies to spare.
Supplies.
Bandages, anything like that. Water.
I was hoping you guys brought me water. And he's like coughing because he's got a cotton mouth too, just like you guys. He's out of water.
What happened to the well?
I'm not leaving this building. I was told I need to hold up City Hall. And he walks back to the window. He walks to the back window where's my cursor at? So he's here. Come on. I don't have the strength to go out to the well. I couldn't. I'm too afraid. They're always out there. There's always an ambush. Somebody waiting. Everybody that's left. And you guys.
Are you gonna die of thirst in here?
Well. And he like looks over to where that like piss stain is in the corner. And then you look back at him and he says, I'm ready to do what it takes to survive. I ain't scared to die.
I look at him.
Are you though? Because you're sitting here cowering in a building.
He just stares at you, Garett.
I'm still pretty pissed that he flung a dagger into my shoulder.
Yeah. And he looks at you for like saying like, you're just gonna cower in here? And he says, yeah, well, you're lucky that dagger didn't hit where I was aiming.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. Thank you for that.
And he looks out the window. He moves some curtains out of the way and looks out of a teeny hole that's boarded up. He says, the well is just down there, out this door. If you... Oh, no. Oh, shh. Hey, look, they're here. They're here. They've been coming here and doing this. They come to the well, and who's gonna look out the wood? Who's gonna look out the hole?
Look out.
Erizo, as you like kind of like he's talking and you very interested, peek out there. There's a lot of smoke. Make a perception check as you're peering through the smoke. And as you're peering through the smoke, he says, they keep bringing the dead here and throwing them into the town well.
What? Oh. That's gonna be a 7.
So you can just see there is one necromonger holding a dead body. And it just like throws it into a well, into the town well. That's all you can see.
Oh man.
And he says, I've been seeing them, you know, they keep lighting these fires, and I think there's something about like the sunlight. I don't think they like the sunlight, but they keep coming out to the well and doing this. It's something gross. I gotta tell you, but you know, this is not good. If they're here, no. And he starts getting really quiet again. We gotta be quiet. And he just steps back and like thematically, mechanically, cinematically, he's just kind of like out of the scene now. And it's up to you guys. As you're peering through the hole, you guys are all peering out there, and there's nothing in sight now. Just Erizo had the chance to get, was like peeking out there and just saw a necromonger dump a corpse into the town well.
Okay, well, fuck cadaver water.
What's that?
Screw the water, it's all full of bodies.
Yeah. It's...
Well, Charmaine wants to go into stealth mode immediately, like hide behind something.
Yeah, and you guys are hiding in the city hall building, but if you want to make a stealth check, go for it. Hell yeah, 22. You disappear. Like the group doesn't know where you are unless they want to actively look for you. But yeah, you're just gone. You just disappear entirely. Charmaine's just gone. Just disappears entirely from the group. Like, all right,
she does the Homer Simpson thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But instead of into a bush, it's like under a desk.
Right.
Yeah.
You said there's water?
In the town well. There's... I'm sorry, did you say that in character? Did you look at Lulzor and say that?
Yeah.
There's just there's no water. There's some waste. There's some wastewater. We were using... so stupid. We were using buckets to go to the bathroom in, and we had poured our water to, negate the smell, and make it less toxic. But once we realized we were going to be in here for a while, we stopped doing that and just started using the corners. But there's some... upstairs, there's some buckets full of piss water. That's on you, man.
I'll go up to the piss water.
Okay, yeah. So there's like I don't know how to say this. Like, you know, like a milking pail, like a large pail from Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like 5 of them, and they're like overflowed, like they're to the top brim with liquid and some turds floating on top.
Cool.
We talking apple juice or lemonade?
All of it. Hershey's water.
I wanna attempt to purify this water.
All right.
What is that? What spell slot is that?
This is a level 1. It says all non-magical food or drink within a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Okay, so did I say there was 5 pails or 4 pails?
I think you said 5.
I think I said 5 too. A 5-foot radius is 9 squares, and a pail by itself would hardly fill up 1 5-foot. So all 5 pails, as you walk up there, look at them at the poop. You just like, oh yeah, whatever.
Oh my god.
Cast this level and spell slot. All of the like shit and piss, and you know what? I'm gonna go full magic. On this. All the shit and piss just disappears as this like radiant, like energy. What are you casting it from? Your shrunken head or from your?
Yeah, I pull up my shrunken head and I like
toss him in the poo poo.
No, like I'm holding up by his hair and I like tap him like on the side of the head. I'm like, hey, this is what we gotta do.
Yeah. And the shrunken head goes, waboo, daboo, daboo. And then this like,
barefoot.
Barefoot, and then just this light shines off of it, and the radiant energy that comes off of it just burns in like disintegrates all poo-poo matter and all discoloration of the water, and it just becomes 5 gallon. Well, there's more than a gallon in these pails. There's probably 2 gallons. I'm gonna say there's 10 gallons of just clean water now in these pails.
Did we see the water clear up?
No, you guys are downstairs. Unless you followed Getafix upstairs to where Lolzor said the poo-poo pee-pee pans were.
Just making sure.
Yep.
I'll holler. Water!
Lolzor being like, what the fuck is he talking? He runs upstairs, and the rest of the party, you can hear him laughing and then like coughing as he's drinking a ton of water. He's like, as he's like laughing and drinking and filling up his water skin.
All right, I joined suit and we were like, fill up a water skin, taste it. Ooh, tastes good.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys do not have to make any Constitution saving throws. And Lolzor, as he's drinking his water skin and still being the most familiar with this town hall and being the most familiar with what's going on, walks up to the attic window that you guys are in. He starts peeking out the attic window as he's drinking from his water skin. And he goes, they're back. They're back. They keep just dumping. I don't know where they keep getting bodies from. And he's drinking.
Who's back?
The undead. They're putting more bodies out there. There's more of them out. There's more of them. Yeah, holy shit. He's just drinking water, like looking out the window, sipping from his water skin.
why are they bringing them here?
You think I know, man? Fuck if I know. Takes another. Now he's got some water in him. He's got a lot more, character coming back. A lot more reserve. A lot more just like piss and vinegar. Shout out Vinegar. Thanks for stopping by.
In a vat and rotten barrels.
They're not rotten. It's very clean.
I mentioned that undead being the favorite enemy I seek. I may be able to try and track them when they leave the site to return for more bodies.
Nah, man, they're not leaving. They never leave. They just keep coming. They don't stop. It's like some kind of ritual. It's something that they just keep coming back. I mean, shit, it's been 10 minutes, man. They already got another corpse they're bringing back.
Where is the necromancer?
He's out there. I've seen him. I can't.
Where?
He's well, here. Nerva, make a perception check as you walk up to the wooden plank that he's peeking out of now in the attic window. Through all the smoke and ash and stuff that's flown through the air, make a perception check. Yeah, an 8 is not enough to see a necromancer at all. You just peer out there through all the smoke and you don't see anything. He's like, no, I've seen him before. He's got like a skull staff name. He's got like a little badge that says Dread Flanders on him. It's crazy.
Stop it.
Yeah. No, he's out there. You guys, I mean, listen, guys, right. I don't know what you're here to do. I know you're here to find Brighthammer, but whatever they're doing in that well, it's up to you guys to stop it. Because that's fine.
Do you think we're safe enough here to rest so that we can regain our strength before going out and dealing with this instead of sitting in the corner?
Yeah, I mean, I can't call it. They come at night, they come at day. Sometimes it's just the zombie ghouls. Sometimes a necromonger will come over here, and I've only made it this far because they think they've killed everybody in here. But I don't know. After that bell crashed, they might already have somebody at the front door.
Can I help replace the bell so we may get a good rest here?
Well, 1 foot at a time is all I've been doing. One defensive project at a time. Lulzor looks back down at his light hammer and says, that's all I can do. One day at a time. He smiles at you and he puts his hand on your shoulder, Getafix. He reaches up to your 8 foot tall shoulder and he pulls you down a little bit to whisper, and he says, thanks for cleaning up my shit. Pats you on the back. And Getafix, make an athletics check.
Oh, yes, I'm very proficient. You said athletics?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good old 2.
Yep, so you rolled a 2 for athletics as you're helping Lulzor. Lulzor rolled a nat 20, but I just want to throw that out there that Lulzor rolled a nat 20 for athletics, which is pretty dope. But your 2 is not enough for your end as you're hoisting. There's a pulley, there's a big thick rope. But you kind of let go of your end. It burns Lulzor's hands. He stops the bell with his heavy athletics check. He stops it just in time from smashing into the ground and making another loud ring. And you guys are safe because that would have been bad. And
thank you, Lulzor.
Yeah. As he takes 3 points of friction damage of the rope burning through his hands. Yeah.
Should have used protection.
Yeah. And listen, he slowly lets the bell back down. It doesn't make any noise. Just slowly lets it down. If you guys need to take a rest or something, and we'll see what happens next, but there's no way they didn't hear that first bell crash. They're gonna be expediting. Listen, you guys, I'm not the hero here. I'm not about to just cast fireball into the dark.
No, but we are going to need every single hand we can get. So we're hoping you'd be able to join us in this fight.
He squeezes down on his light hammer. And he says, he looks at you, and with intonation to show that it's kind of like a question, but also kind of hypothetical, he goes, "Once more unto the breach."
I look over at him, continue looking, and I tell him, "Is this not what you've been waiting for? A way out, a way to get out of here, a way to continue surviving? Well, now's your chance, now that you've received this wonderful group of heroes. We're here to help you out, but everyone's going to have to give their best support for this."
All right. Well, then I think we should go now. And with some just like newfound fortitude, he storms back into the room that you guys found him in. That was on the side of the house, the little like office room almost. And Garett, you notice that he goes right to the cabinet that's in the back of the room, and your wand is showing exactly where it was going off before. He reaches up in the cabinet, he pulls out a vial of clear liquid with these like shiny silver flecks in it that look exactly like what Getafix bought from Mia, the merchant that was at the fork in the road, the holy water. And it was the divination magic of the holy water, blessed by Brighthammer himself, same as the holy water that Getafix had, that Brighthammer had blessed. And he grabs that holy water from the shelf, and he clutches onto that in his non-dominant hand. In his dominant hand, he's holding his light hammer, and he says, "Whoa, then it's time for us to move now." And he opens up he pops open the holy water, and as he pops it open, it smells like cinnamon. It smells like Goldschlager, and he takes just a tiny little sip and puts the cork back in. And he goes, "Ugh, don't do that. That is some spicy. Yeah, we should save this for splashing on the undead." And he walks over to the door, the back door, and he says, "Listen, I don't know what's at the well. I don't know what's out there. But I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm going to do this for Griswold." And he spins the light hammer in his hand, and as he spins it around, you see like a little name, a little stamp, a little braille, a little indent thing. There's a G on the other side of the light hand. It's Griswold's light hammer that he has in his hand. "I'm doing this for Griswold." And he puts his hand on the door, on on the blockade of the door. You guys ready?
Oh yes.
Shit.
Oh yeah.
For Griswold, for Brighthammer.
Griswold, yes, for Brighthammer. For Penguin! And he throws the blockade up in the air. And he kicks open the door, and that's where we can end it for the night.
Week hiatus.
Yay.
Whoa.